One moment. Apparently, it's not wanting to work properly. Alright. Alright, just so you're aware, my reactive is working properly. It's just muted on the Discord right now. But there's a possibility that we are going to be doing this ending this a little bit early due to our DM is having some issues at the moment. So please be respectful if it does end early, and do hope you guys enjoy the little adventure that we have along the way. With that, let's get back to the others. Wrong stream. And we are live together with friends. Took us a moment. I clicked on the wrong. I pressed the wrong source. Oh, hush. I got pride. I'm fine. And for those who don't know who Pride is that little rainbow dragon in the corner. He is my little mascot and my little buddy. He is my child. Touch him, I will kill you. Yeah, you can pet him. You can pet him. I don't mind. But at the same time, I'm a necromancer in here. I can bring you back. Welcome back. It's so long since we last had a dad joke. Very true. Oh, hang on, I think I'm still trying to get used to all this.
In the ass by a mule. It hurts so bad. I was bouncing in the front of the boat. It was terrible. It was fun in the moment.
Bumping. Yeah. Yeah! Ah!
There we go. For a moment,
I saw it coming
my stream
too.
Wouldn't be able to hear anybody, but now I got it.
I was just like, I saw the wakes ahead of us, and I knew that we were going top speed, and I was just like, this is gonna be bad. And the first one wasn't as bad because like it launched me up, and I had my hand on the handhold that I have there, so I didn't go out of the boat. And I came down, but then we hit another one that immediately slammed me onto the bench and then launched me back up again.
Oof.
And my butt after that was just like, ow, no.
It was at this moment that Dana knew he fucked up.
Yeah, I really did.
Bowed up.
I'm glad I didn't get on the inner tube. I'd probably be dead.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good thing you didn't.
The last time I did the inner tube, though, it filled me with plenty of reasons to not do it anymore because I had to do a serving shift afterwards the next day. Oh, that was a terrible day.
My brain auto-filled before you said what you said. Last time I went on the inner tube, it filled me with joy. And I was like,
I got launched off of the inner tube. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Dirk.
I got launched off the inner tube and like skipped across the water like a rock, and then when I finally sunk, it was just like a rock going in. And at first it was just kind of like, ha ha ha, that was funny. Oh, my back stings from that. And then the next morning it was like, all right, time to get up to go. Oh, oh.
And like an approximate 370 cracks as you go up. Like,
I was so sore. And the worst part is that the act of skidding across the water scraped all of the sunscreen off of my back. So I also got sunburn on my back from being out on the boat the rest of the day.
Ooh.
So that was a lovely little cap on top of that. But this time around, I learned my lesson. Plenty of sunscreen. Did not get in the inner tube. But then, it's still... Toxic masculinity is a hard thing to get rid of in your life.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of times I should have been like, hey, maybe we should slow down a little bit. I'm feeling uncomfortable. But instead, I was just like, woo, punch it. And now it hurts everywhere.
Let's go for it.
And then your old otter genes came and hit you with a cane saying, stop that!
I did have to bust out the cane. I've been walking with a cane just a little bit today. And boy howdy, when you're a younger person and walking with a cane, people do not give you the same deference as you would if you were an older person with a cane, which is weird. Because I almost got knocked over twice. Granted, it was Walmart, so...
Oh. Okay. The Walmart makes sense.
Yeah.
No one has sympathy in Walmart.
Just like...
Absolutely
Just like,
not.
yes.
You don't deserve sympathy by being at Walmart. That's the thing.
Yes, the obstacle on my way to the specials. Okay. How's everybody feeling? Happy to be back? I know I am.
I'm happy.
It's been a hot minute. And a hot second.
Hot minute, hop second, hippity hop hop.
It was. We
Who
were...
are you all again?
It's hot out.
It is hot.
Yes, I had to go swimming.
So, since Tazel doesn't remember who we are, can I cast suggestion on her?
You know what? They still have the stats, so good luck.
Somebody hasn't learned their lesson.
Cetus, I hope you had a good time while you were out. And remember, you were out of the country for a while.
Yes, it was 6 weeks of non-stop stuff. So now I am actually doing nothing for once.
Woo.
And it feels interesting. And I don't like it. I need to do more shit.
Oh.
I'm forcing myself to take a vacation because I keep putting it off, and the more I put it off, the worse I get.
This was not a vacation.
I know. Well, now it sounds like you need a vacation from your trip. So maybe chilling at home is a good idea.
All right, yeah, I suppose.
A vacation from the
But hey,
vacation.
I figured, tonight though, we'll just stress you out a little bit more, with some like, drama. So
like on a rack.
You gave me a
stretching
write up. You gave me a write up, and I was like, okay, I'll do one. I'll do that, and then I just edited the entire thing.
We did. We shared a few notes about a few things, just to kind of hammer down a couple of details. So I wanted to make sure that we were both on the same page on a few things. Because I know about Poi's backstory, and it's interesting.
Oh, I guess.
Speaking of, I guess we should get into it.
Let's.
Yes.
Yes, let's get to
Hi.
it.
Let's put in the
Some
fantasy
music.
music here.
I was waiting. The suspense was killing me. Much better.
There we are.
Lovely flutes. The significance will be made clear. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Tyranny of Dragons, Cold-Blood War, Rise of Tiamat. We're back after a little bit of a hiatus. Some people took some time away, had to go on a trip. A couple of us took some vacation as well. I myself took a little bit of time off from writing, which I didn't realize I needed so much. I guess I'd been working towards burnout and I didn't think about it. So I'm glad I actually did take the time away from things. Because I was excited to get back into writing the other day, so pulled up the file and I was just like, let's do this, dive in.
Smoke coming off the keyboard.
Oh god, yeah, I was having a blast. I was really coming up with a couple of things that I was just, is when you like start typing a whole bunch of stuff out and then immediately start deleting it and then start typing it back in. That's when you know you got the good stuff. It's like it's coming out so quick that you don't even have time to edit it. So you're just like, wait, no, not that. New stuff, this. And then, so much fun. So this should be fun. It should be interesting. In the background there, you can hear Adrian von Ziegler playing. They allow people to use their music free of charge, no licensing, as long as they are credited. So you can check them out on Bandcamp, on Spotify. You can see them on YouTube. You can also support them on Patreon. So thank you very much, Adrian. We appreciate you quite a bit. Introducing our players. We have playing Cambro, the Paladin Warlock Bearfolk. We have Tazel Sixpaws.
Oh, Cedron, what have you done? You let Pearl get away. Oh, Cedron, what have you done?
Oh, my
what
lord.
have you done?
Ooh. 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 Ooh, you have no idea. Anyway, playing Rai Ghul, the Tigerfolk Wizard, we have Saku Darkfang.
Hello there. I am Saku. I will heal you if you die. Maybe.
That's not... If they're dead, that's not... Anyway. Playing Bastion, the Wolverine folk fighter barbarian, we have Dirk the Panda.
2 weeks, 2 months, whatever. Let's get on with it.
It's just time is an illusion to Bastion.
Oh, Bastion.
Things happen. Next thing happens. We all move on.
Cause and effect. Playing Master Wei, the Dragonborn sorcerer bard, we have Yao.
I was not paying attention. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll go over it. Playing Poi, the Honor Latine rogue warlock, we have Cetus.
Meow.
Yeah, meow indeed.
Roll.
Perfect disguise.
Yeah, roll for bluff. Roll deception.
Okay, let me see. Let me actually.
I was listening to a podcast and they were doing a 3.5 homebrew. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day.
Damn.
24 deception? Absolutely. This is going to be good.
Do we have to redo the overlay now to say Poi is a cat?
Oh my god, give him the cat ears and the reactors.
Suddenly it's a Tabaxi. Whoa. So, as a little bit of a recap here, to give everybody an idea of where we've been, we took some time off, so just a little bit of recap to give you an idea of where we are. Currently, this is the land of Faerun, where along the Sword's Coast, where there is actually a situation that has been brewing under the surface and is now starting to kind of boil over. A cold war that has started to spread around the area, as well as cause tensions to rise among the populace. The Lord's Alliance, the Order of the Gauntlet, the Harpers, even the Emerald Enclave have started to take notice of this and have decided to start making efforts to learn more about the situation and how perhaps they may be able to solve this problem. Uh, Enter our heroes, who were brought into the city of Waterdeep through various means of fate. Uh, when a sudden noise was echoing through the entirety of the realm, that of the Drakehorn, an ancient draconic artifact supposedly used to alert the dragons of some kind of event. With information from the member of the Arcane Brotherhood, one Rednaval Ghoul, uh, they were able to learn that Makath the Crimson was a draconic expert and would have more information on the Drakehorn, and they were located in the further north in the icy wastes, uh, and soon found their way up there and found the iceberg of Oyavigatun, where they met the Uliak, helped them to take down the old white death, the old white adult dragon that terrorized them. Upon their return, they had brought back the head of the old white death, Arothatar, and cemented themselves as heroes, one could call them, amongst some of the factions. They were then tasked with chasing down Verum the White, a dwarf that was involved with the cult of the dragon, which led them all the way out into the High Moors and later into the Serpent Hills, where they found the Tomb of Diderius, an ancient temple to a ancient sage, where within they did find the aforementioned Verum the White, as he was held captive by a bunch of Yuan Ti. Uh, Even though there was a massacre of Yuan Ti caused by a rolling head, we're not going to name names of who rolled what and where it went or anything like that, but Poi definitely was there, as was Poi, and a few other people like Poi, I believe, were also there. So it could have been anybody, honestly. Uh, uh, I'm not bitter about it. I'm just shocked that it happened. That's all. Uh, After returning with Verum the White, you had a meeting with all of the factions of Waterdeep, where several pieces of information were revealed regarding perhaps some attacks that may have been not exactly what they seemed. Located within the High Forest and the Misty Forest, the sovereign lands of one King Melantrock, the Elven King, who denied the entry of the Lord's Alliance to do any further research in the area, stating that they were that they had handled all of the issues and that there were no more attacks that were occurring. Uh, with doubts, other members of different factions had decided to look into the matter. However, our party found themselves confronting the cult of the dragon in the form of Ignir, the half dragon champion of Tiamat, a foil to Eldrath, who also was granted power through Tiamat. But where Eldrath had veered and gone on his own path, Ignir had not. And a massive fight broke out that nearly killed two of our companions. But escaping into the crowds of Waterdeep, our heroes were able to escape with their lives barely. But the danger was not over, as Cambro, who had up to this point been dealing with a corrupted item he believed to belong to Bahamut, but in fact belonged to a devil who was attempting to overtake their mind. And at this point, with great amounts of stress going through Cambro, they began to take hold, and Cambro began to shift. Our heroes were able to subdue Cambro and also were able to dive into their minds, into the dreamscape as it was known, where they were able to fight Baphomet, the Horned King themselves, in order to free Cambro from their clutches. As they all recovered, they met again with Delon Winterhound, Lady Remelia Haventree, as well as one of the princes of the forest, to determine that it was perhaps best for you to look into the matter, as it is possible that the attacks were involving a dragon. As you began to gather information, you learned from Vajra a little bit about some of the nature of the magics that were involved, some of the concerns regarding the Wizards of Thay, and you met another Latine by the name of Pearl, who befriended Poi quite handily. The joy was short-lived, however. Upon their return to Vajra's tower, where they wished to discuss some details before they set out on their adventure, betrayal was learned of. When last we left our heroes... Excuse me, one second. When last we left our heroes, Cambro the Bearfolk Paladin, Masterway the Dragonborn Bard, Arai the Tigerfolk Wizard, Bastion the Wolverine Folk Barbarian, and Poi the Otter Latine Rogue. Our party learned a little more about Poi's relation to Voraldin's Sunflare before the party discussed the possibility of returning to Poi's home island of Akoa Koa in order to confront the Eldreth Veluthra there. Pearl took it upon herself to defend Poi from some of the scrutiny he was under, seeing that Poi was uncomfortable with discussing his past and eager to leave it behind. As the party went their separate ways for some downtime and study, Vajra attempted to scry on Sunflare for nearly 10 days with no luck. The party met with Lady Remelia Haventree, Delon Winterhound of the Emerald Enclave, and Prince Algrathaz, from the Crown Prince of the High and Misty Forest, where they discussed the attacks that occurred in the Misty Forest. Determining that King Melindrock's lack of investigation was short-sighted, the party agreed to go deeper into the forest to learn more about the supposed dragon attacks in the presence of a foreign elven force. Meeting back up with Vajra, our heroes availed themselves of some of her potions when they learned that something was amiss. Running to the artifact room, they found Pearl hoisting up the black dragon mask and teleporting away, leaving behind a note that read, "Thank you, Sadron." Realizing that they had been tricked, Vajra scryed on Pearl and learned she had teleported to the Misty Forests and met up with a crew of young people of various races and a sun elf, one Voraldin Sunflare. We now join our heroes as they recover from this betrayal of trust. Boy, you are in an artifact room. Several artifacts are surrounding on different pedestals and in different cases. There are people around you.
How long is this since the last?
This is in the same moment, just like we're skipping into the very next moment. So no time has passed. You are looking down at the ground, seeing the ripped up parchment that you had thrown there, and the single piece that just reads Sadron, as almost like a bell tone ringing in your ears. As Cambro is trying to speak to you, but you can't hear him. You're not there. You're miles away.
Is it possible for me to use green flame blade to burn it?
Yes, you could do that.
All right, well, I'm gonna burn it.
As you all watch with a, how would you like to react?
If he's going to burn it, I was like standing next to him. I would like to stomp it out and try to take it away.
All right.
Um,
As Poi draws their hand out and a rapier forms, a very specialized rapier that looks akin to I believe, to a swordfish was how you described it.
Mhm.
As flame erupts from the tip and lights the parchment on fire, Cambro, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw as you try to get to this quickly without harming yourself.
Not bad.
Very quickly, with experience, you were able to get your hand over top of the burning parchment and just smack it to the ground and snuff out the fire before it even burns your hand.
I quickly
Instinctively poised.
I quickly take it and hold it up into the air.
Instinctively, Poi's going to point his sword, but he just drops it.
I would like to real quickly, if I can, look at the paper. Can I still read what's there?
You see a word that says Sadron, Sadron. Do you speak Elvish?
Let me check. I do not.
Okay. I would say this would fall under intelligence check at disadvantage,
Intelligence check at disadvantage.
just to
Okay.
see if you've heard this at any point in your life.
Probably not.
You're coming up blank, but Cedron
Yeah.
is definitely written in the style of a name.
With this in mind and seeing his reaction and his basic shutdown, Cambro is going to look to the others. We have to get him to Lady Haven Tree right now.
All right,
Come on.
let's get going then.
There's no sense. There's no sense wasting.
You got it.
I
As
thought
you
we
are
were in
all
slightly different rooms, actually.
you had been spread out a little bit, yes. Currently
Oh,
in the
God.
artifact room was Cambro and Poi, along with some apprentices who were starting to collect and inventory. Vajra had moved back to her study where she had scryed on Pearl. I believe that Wei, Arai, and Bastion had accompanied them.
Ah, that's right.
I could have sworn Bastion was with me.
No, Bastion was
in
with you
case-
guys. That's correct.
Yeah, no, I didn't
that's
move,
correct.
was what I remember. I was just in place.
Yep.
Just in case.
Bastion was
Poi
still
did
in the
something.
artifact room. Correct. Okay.
So Cambro
Wei,
is going to turn.
to that point, Wei, Vajra is already on her little messaging orb, and she is sending out the word to all of her apprentices immediately. As she is ignoring you guys at the moment. She is in damage control mode at the moment.
Wei understands completely. This is
Mhm.
something that would make sense if a catastrophe happened in the ministries. Given that, he allows, Vajra to do her work as required and goes to see what sort of other things that he can do, probably re-entering the artifact room at some point, well after Poi attempts to burn the paper and Cam reads it.
I would say you enter at the scene of Cam holding up the paper out of Poi's reach, just as Poi extends their sword and then drops it.
And that's when he would turn and say, "We need to take Poi to Lady Haven Tree right now."
What has occurred?
I'll fill you in on the way. She needs to be alerted to the loss of the mask and what's happened with Poi.
The Then we must move post haste.
Is Boy getting up and following, or staying there?
Hoy doesn't know why you want to take him to Lady Haven Tree, so he's going to be a bit guarded at the moment. What do you
Okay.
do you like reach out to him?
If Master Wei is there, he's going to hand a paper to him and say, "Keep this safe." And he is then, once he hands off the paper, going to go to Poi, and he's actually going to hold his hand out. Come on. This is a better plan than putting you in the prisons. Come on.
What's your plan here?
Lady Haventree needs to know what's happened, and she needs to know every angle of what's going on right now. We can't hold anything back from her. This is too big, Boy. Come on. He'll still have his hand held out.
Hoy doesn't reach out for it, but he walks anyways.
Wei steps aside to let Poi out the door.
I'm your prisoner now.
No. No, you're not our prisoner. But we do need to take you to Lady Haventree and let her decide what's going on. What happens next?
It is simple. An artifact is gone. We have been betrayed. There is a person of importance that we have seen in the scrying hall. We must use our extensive network of spy information. Then we will know our next move.
Get it over with.
I agree.
As
I
you
don't
all,
intend on tying. Yeah, I don't intend on tying him up or anything like that. But we'll keep a nice close eye on him as we're walking.
As you all walk down the hallway, Vajra steps out of her study and meets eyes with Master Wei. I have called for my senior apprentices to conduct inventories. I trust them to be thorough and honest. I'm also having one of my apprentices search Pearl's dormitory to see if there's any information that we may be able to glean from her belongings.
Please keep us appraised. We are on our way to Lady Haventree's manse.
If I find anything of importance, I will teleport there immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vajra.
As she steps back into her study with a flourish of her robes. As you all exit the Blacksnaff Tower and begin to head to the High Ward, back to Lady Haventree's manor.
Wei will go ahead. A little faster than everyone else over there to make sure that people are prepared to receive panic rather than have everybody show up at the same time, just asking questions out of nowhere.
As Wei flies off on their magic sword, and you all hurry down the streets as best as you can. It's a little odd because you are all in a hurry However, everybody else in the city has no idea that there has been a drastic change of occurrence of events here that have caused a bit of an issue in the state of global politics, unfortunately. But you are able to make your way through the crowds, arriving at Lady Haventree's manor. Master Wei arriving a few minutes before and greeting the stewards with the information of a terrible happenings.
The Haven he especially makes sure that he can get an audience with Lady Haven now. Um, yeah.
How late is it?
It is currently in the I believe it was still afternoon actually.
Okay.
So it was getting to the point where you were going to collect a few items and then likely head out the next morning. So you were already in the mode of getting ready to go out on adventure. The timeline may have just been moved up a little bit. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But as Master Wei is brought into the sitting room, and a few moments later, Lady Haventree enters in a hurry, not as well put together as she normally is in her regal clothing. She is definitely wearing something a little bit more, what some would call casual in noble circles, but in peasant circles would still be fancy and fabulous. As she sits immediately in her chair and leans to you with an expression of concern as she looks at you. I understand there's been some developments.
Wei looks towards Lady Haven and through psionic mind, he says, "The Black Mask is gone. We have been betrayed. Please, prepare your mind for anything involving the Eldrath Veluthra."
As her eyes go wide as she looks down at the table and thinks out loud, this is not good. As at this point, I would say only a few minutes behind everybody, or Wei is everybody else, as they are ushered in by the stewards who were waiting for them at the door.
Lady Haventree, has Master Wei given you the information?
I understand that the mask is gone.
That's correct. We have some things to discuss concerning the Eldrath Veluthra, and he looks over to Poi. And certain connections.
She is going to roll insight. As she looks over at Poi, and for a second she seems confused, but then there's recognition in her eyes. Ah. Very well. Please have a seat. I am ready for your report.
And the he casts exposition essentially. Basically, everything that had happened from the moment that we had first gone to see Vajra and first met Pearl, all the way up to what he has experienced, meeting Pearl in the tavern, the interactions, and he also will say, basically, at the end of all of that, in Poi's defense, she had us all fooled. She was very adept at what she was there to do.
I assume that is since Cam wasn't in the room with Vajra while we were scrying. He doesn't know the information of who Pearl was next to.
No. All he was
Okay.
basically saying was that Pearl had duped all of us at that point. But he was not. He was with Poi in the artifact room while you guys were in the scrying area. So he had no information at that point. All he's able to give is what he's experienced through this.
Yeah, and
But
then
he was there when Poi had said that he was the adopted son of Sunflare. Yeah, Voralden
Sunflare.
Sunflare.
Yes.
Who was from what, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, the leader of the Eldath Luthra in Okoakoa.
For that chapter, yes.
For that chapter, correct.
And after Cam has finished casting his exposition, Wei casts a cantrip of exposition, and
Just a small one.
and adds
Another
this
exposition.
information. Well, it's an addition of this
Right.
important small piece of information that while we failed to scry upon Sunflare himself, in the panic when we have scried upon Pearl to see where she was, that's where we saw Sunflare and a ragtag other group with them.
What was described to you was a Triton, a human, a water genasi, and a turtle. And I would say this would fall under intelligence or history for everybody to understand the significance of that.
Intelligence or
Intelligence
history?
or history. First thing that comes to mind is I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Yeah.
I'll do intelligence. Or we're doing history roll, was it?
If you
Intelligence or
history or
history.
just straight
Trained in history.
intelligence.
Okay.
Which one's worse?
Oh, which
Is
one's best?
is Lady Haventree, does she know, or is she also rolling intelligence?
She knows. I think she is well aware of
Okay.
this situation.
All right. Because I was gonna say that whomever Wei thought might be able to know this, that wasn't Poi because he's emotionally compromised. He was going to cast guidance on them.
Okay. I think currently the only person left to roll is you and Poi, so
Yeah.
But I can't cast guidance on myself.
I'm pretty sure you
don't
can
need it.
actually.
Can
You
I?
can.
Need it.
Actually, oh no,
Yeah,
that's right. I
Bardic
can.
Guide.
Oh, that's true.
Bardic Inspiration you can't, but guidance.
That's the
you can.
one. That's the one. All right, here. Let me add a D4.
Damn, that sounds true to
You
life.
know.
You can
Can't inspire,
inspire yourself.
But you
God damn it, give
can
me the
call
brain
out
cell
to
back.
God to give you guidance.
Yeah. There you go. Okay,
22.
22. Cool. Let's go.
And no roll needed for Poi.
Yeah.
Arai and Wei. Once the species of the people are laid out, you realize those are all largely aquatic related races, possibly island dwellers. These could be people from the colonies of the southern islands.
Hmm.
There is one thing that Canberra would add at the tail end of his report, would be that he would look to Wei and ask him to produce the paper that he had supplied.
Wei has not even looked at the paper himself. There was just no time. So he will also just take that paper and slide it over towards Lady Haventree.
That mage hand telekinesis, probably.
Hello.
Yeah.
They see me float.
So do
Whooshy
you
whoosh.
look at it as you shift it over?
Honestly, Wade. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I guess he would. Yeah. Okay.
Uh, so you would also see the word Sadron, Sadron, but written in the style of a name. Do you speak Elvish?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay. And I'm going to say that since you are from not from Faerun, that I don't believe you're going to be able to intelligence check your way through this. All right. But as Lady Haventree plucks it from the air and looks at it, Sadron, the loyal one.
Poise for bristles at that.
Is that what it means?
It is a elven name. It's usually given to young men. I apologize, Poi, but it would seem that I must reveal some information.
Go on, do it. Do your duty.
Do your worst.
I have known that the Eldreth Veluthra have been involved with Akoa Koa for some time. When I first learned of the barbarism that happened there, we did not have the resources that we do now. I was unable to send aid. It is a sin that I have committed, and I have hoped to atone for. The stories that I have heard, they fill me with nightmares. The natives are subjugated. Their culture is erased. They are to be raised under elven culture, taught in the ways of their elven ancestors. Those that are lucky enough are allowed to integrate. As she looks over to Poi,
Yeah.
those who resist are eliminated.
Thanks, Mike.
She looks very uncomfortable as she takes a moment to collect herself. I don't know of the numbers, but I know that they're high.
Well, that's great.
Oh, wonderful.
But we get more information. That's the best thing we can get right now, at least.
I don't know much about this Sunflare character. I will have to arrange for information to be gathered and sent to you after you have already left. I will find a way to do so. But I do know that to become the leader of a chapter, it is not done just through political guile. It is also achieved through strength and a cutthroat nature to do what must be done for your goals. Do not be under any illusion. Sunflare is a fanatic. He believes in his cause. That makes him very dangerous, and it also means that he is not willing to give up so easily.
Well, neither are we.
What do you suggest is our next move?
If they are gathering in the forests, then that means we need to get you to the forests. It may be dangerous for you to leave at night, but I will leave that decision to you. If you wish to head out now, I will make arrangements to gather as much as I can within the hour, so that you may depart. However, if you wish to depart in the morning, I am certain that I will be able to gather everything that you need.
No, we're leaving right now.
Very well. Allow me to
I agree
make a
with Poi.
few. I will send the missives. I will return in just a moment. As she stands up and leaves the sitting room, leaving you all to sit together.
Arai just crosses his arm and breathes a bit before turning to Poi. So, are you integrated or did you run because you are resisted?
Poi gives like a death stare to him. He doesn't respond.
Boy, I know you don't think it's any of our business.
Because it's not.
But we need to know we can trust you, especially now.
So
Despite
my
what you might
loyalty
think,
is no. My loyalty is under question here.
if I'm being honest, you have misdirected us before. And this is a very damning development.
Are you implying that I'm using? God.
No, that's not what I'm implying.
Then what are you implying?
We want
God.
to
Damn,
help
I should have
you.
left when I.
We want to help you.
Oh, so you want to help me by pulling me back into this hell that I don't want to.
I don't know if you have noticed or not, Poi, but this hell has followed you. This was not our choice to pull you into this, but it's our choice to help you now. Now, if you're going to turn us away, that's your choice. If you want to run for the rest of your life away from this, that's your choice. But I'm giving you an option now. Trust us and we will help you. Otherwise, there's the door.
I've done well on my own for a good 20 years.
you would risk that again? I don't know what your history has been, but this is probably, I had to guess, the most that any group has wanted to be your friends and to help you that you've probably ever experienced.
Yes, well, most groups don't go out in
Boy.
it matters not what my history is here. It matters not what my relationship to him is. What matters is that we just deal with it and move on.
Boy.
And how do you say we will deal with it?
How should I know?
Because
what?
we
Just
don't.
because I was a lapdog for
Titus, if you said anything, your mic has been cutting out. Just
Yeah,
making
it's been
sure.
cutting
Oh,
in and out.
Yeah, your mic is
oh,
kind
shit,
of
okay.
in and out.
Might need to adjust the noise gate, perhaps.
Yeah.
Tell your microphone you are not noise, damn it.
Oh shit, okay. I see what happened. Okay. Voice. Is that alright? Let's see. Or is that better? Okay. Where was I?
Pretty good.
Alright, where was I?
Cambro had asked what you would do.
What? How in the hell should I know? It's been decades. You think just because I was his lapdog means I'm fully aware of all of his strategic movement? Should have seen it coming with her.
I do not know why we are bickering. In fact, I am inclined to agree with Poi. The fact of the matter is that the Black Dragon mask is gone. Poi may know the mannerisms of our enemy. That is all I care about. That information will be good to combat our target. That is all.
Cambro looks very
Really wish
pensive.
you wish to know his weakness. I'm the last person to ask. Because from all I know, he's only made one single mistake. And that was me.
Then we must use his mistake.
Oh, that's lovely coming from you.
It is only logical.
When are we going?
When the
Lady
supplies
Haventree
have
says we go.
arrived,
Stop it. He's probably already halfway across the continent by now. Poi gets up from his chair. And he makes his way to the door.
As you reach the door of the sitting room to go to slide it open, it slides open as a steward uh, looks down at you. Oh, pardon me. Another guest has arrived. As behind him is Vajra with her staff, trying to walk past him. Were you going somewhere?
Yes. I was on my way to. What? What brings you here?
I've had my apprentices go through the dorm room that Pearl used to see if we could find some more information. I have this as she pulls out a book. It appears to be a handwritten diary. At first, I found it to be a little dry. It just appeared to be the cataloging of her experience and under my apprenticeship. But as I started looking at it a little bit more intently, I found that there was an illusion that was cast over it to hide the writing underneath. As she holds it out and casts Dispel Magic at 8th level. She's not messing around. As she hands it to you, Poi, or out to you rather. If do you take it?
That actually stops Poison in his tracks, and he takes a look. He bites.
Right. As you open it up to the last entry, and you find this.
I find what? My mentor has told me that the situation with the dragons is growing more dangerous, and he has decided to relocate my parents to another location for safety. I asked him where they were relocated to, but he said he would tell me when my mission was complete in order to maintain the security he has promised on my involvement. I don't understand why the dragon people have been searching for a black mask, but no such thing has ever come across the desk of my senior, and subsequently mine. I've already smuggled several magic items out for my mentor in staying off the risks of my exposure. I fear what will happen to the protection for my parents if I were to be caught and disposed of. It's a fear I cannot indulge at this time, however. I must keep looking. I've seen Vajra moving about more frequently lately, and rumors were circulating she was dealing with a devil incursion with some adventurers. Combined with the details my mentor gave me regarding the Harper's agent who was tracking the half-dragon. I hope this is in fact who they seek, this blood trade to Tiamat. Then that means I can rejoin my parents once I'm able to deliver them the artifact. Poi, that's it. Just, So she's writing about her master for how long now?
As you look through the book, just kind of flipping through the front, a lot of it appears to be at the beginning is a lot of concern that maybe she's not up to this. It's a lot of pressure. It's very scary to be so deceptive around so many people who are so intelligent and observant. However, she is shows more confidence as time progresses. Uh, there's mention of items being moved through other contacts. Uh, there are other mentions of her mentor as well. However, the description of the mentor is not really given, but you believe that you have an idea.
Alright, thanks. Poi closes it and I guess hands it back. And
I don't
he
know.
continues.
Oh, well, good luck. She looks to the others. I don't quite know what to make of it, but it would seem that there may have been manipulation or coercion, perhaps, but I am here to ask that if you do manage to track down this group, I need Pearl returned to me. She knows things about my tower, my apprentices, about my work. I will need to take care of that information.
Was this entire exchange done with us in the room? Like, did he leave?
Yeah,
the
she had
room?
just walked into the sitting room. She had barely walked into the sitting room because she had just bumped into Poi.
Mm.
Did Poi read that aloud, or was it to himself?
That was to himself.
Okay. May
She
I
would,
see the book, please?
yeah, she would hold it out to you.
Cambro will open it up and he will read it out so that everybody can hear it. Once he's done, he closes the book and he hands it back to Vajra.
After Cambro finishes reading, Wei remarks, "A tragedy as old as any oppression."
I know a thing or two about being compelled to do things you didn't want to do.
Before you forgive her too quickly, I will remind you that several magical items have already been reported missing, and confirming through this, it would appear that she has been moving items to the Eldreth Veluthra for some time, at least for the last few months that she has been in my apprenticeship. This
It wasn't
is
meant as an.
this is a very serious breach of security for Waterdeep.
I know it was a statement of understanding, not of exclusion.
As long as we understand each other, that this is a very serious matter.
However, Waterdavians might be interested in administering justice, I am more interested in finding ways to liberate these people as a whole. That is all.
Well, in the meantime, it would seem that the information I have regarding Pearl is very limited. It would seem that there may have been some administrative chicanery, perhaps. It was a decision of mine to take more apprentices to appease some of the nobles and factions. They were not originally pleased with my ascension to Blackstaff. Currently, I wonder if perhaps they may have been right. But no matter. There's no time for doubts. What I do know is that a benefactor has been providing her tuition for the previous school of magic, the Sommerland Elven School of Magic. Apparently, she was there for some time and came with a recommendation. I saw only the paperwork and approved it. I assumed it to be good. And it would seem next time I shall take more diligence in my administration. That said, I have very little to go on now. It seems that she is quite adept at being slippery.
How would she have known about the mask?
I doubt that she knew that the mask was here. Likely that it was several people were strategically placed by the Eldreth Velutha throughout Waterdeep. Places that may have had information, places that may have heard things. Certainly the Blackstaff Tower is a good target. I thought that we were being discreet. But it would seem that Pearl was able to learn this information. Seeing how it was only the group of us that knew. That means that either one of us told them, or she found a way to extract that information from us. Has Pearl been in contact with you? Physical contact usually is required, but not necessary. She may have been using some kind of enchantment magic, perhaps?
Not with me.
She didn't get in any physical contact with me, no.
I have actually been quite distant looking into the Elven lands myself.
It was Bastion, wasn't it? No, I'm just...
Yeah, right. Nope.
Damn, that's an assumption.
Yeah. Bold of you to assume I did research.
At all of that, then Cambro slowly looks over to Poi.
Oh, Poi
Didn't
has
Poi leave?
left the room. Yeah, Poi has
Oh,
left
he's
the
left?
room.
Okay.
Ploy's left the chat.
Oh, he's left chat. Okay.
The only person that
Would
leaves
you
then
look to
would
the
be Poi.
look past the door, perhaps, to where Poi once was?
Yeah. Just like where
Can
I
I-
saw him
can-
going.
Can I insight check the place that he was standing?
I guess so.
There you go.
Oh, what was that?
The insight check the place that he was standing.
You I think know that Pearl had spent some time with Poi over the of the break that you all had taken while information was being gathered.
Way nods in understanding.
Mm-hmm. Right. As Vajra moves the book back into her robes, I am going to have to get back to the tower to begin more damage control. There are going to be quite a few people who are going to be upset when they hear of this breach. I will not be able to keep this under wraps, and I don't believe it would be best for me to do so, considering the state of the alliance that is currently going on between the factions of Waterdeep. Tenuous would be a good word for it, I think.
Understood.
Vajra, is there any possibility that you may be able to spare resources to search the recommendations of Pearl to your academy and find persons of interest?
I have currently one of my senior apprentices, one of my trusted apprentices, to search into that at the moment. I'm hoping that they will be able to bring forward more information regarding that. And once I have that information, believe me, I will be informing the guard first, the Harpers second, and then you next.
I am amenable to that.
I must go. I have to begin the process of controlling all of this. Wish me luck.
Indeed.
Good fortune, and thank you.
As She rears back her staff and taps it to the ground and teleports away.
I seriously need to learn how to do that.
Boy.
Hi.
So you leave the room and out into the main foyer of the manor. Where do you
I
go?
would assume so. Out. Go and get some fresh air. Maybe.
All right. As you walk out into the night sky, excuse me, not the night sky, the afternoon sky, rather. And there's that fresh, salty air from the Sea of Swords coming in. And you hear the sounds of seagulls cawing overhead.
Can Poi climb up the manor? Or does Poi know where the forest is?
Know where what is? Sorry?
Where the forest is that Crow
Uh,
teleported?
several miles away.
Does he know the general location, like the direction?
I believe at this point you would be aware of it. It is to the southeast.
Alrighty then. To the southeast I go.
Just start moving. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's moving. He's gonna start scampering through the. He's gonna take like the dark alleyways. The fastest route he knows towards the forest in the southeast.
All right. Well, the Misty Forest is about a week's travel from Waterdeep.
All right.
So you have some time to travel before you can even get there.
Does he know if there's any horses or like cavalry being?
Well,
And,
Lady
like, any-
Haventree said that she was gathering resources for you all. That did include horses, food, medicines. However, she is now trying to gather up, what she is available to her. So,
Okay. Does Poi know where the resources are being gathered? Like where they're all.
I would say make an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
Knowing the nobility of Waterdeep, that likely behind the manor is either perhaps a stable or a outbuilding that was used for livestock or for horses and whatnot. So you suspect that there could be something on the property that would have horses in it. Yes.
All right. Well, Poi's gonna go there instead.
As you turn the corner around the side of the manor and head back along the wall and find a stable where several stable hands are currently in the process of collecting horses. Currently 3 riding horses. And bags are being put onto them. Saddlebags are being put on, as well as a couple of what's what word I'm looking for here? Reins and riding tackle. As one of the stewards that you recognize from the inside the house is speaking with a couple of stable hands as they prepare the horses.
Are there any that are unattended to?
Currently, no. Just those 3 are currently out of the stable. Inside the stable, however, is a different story.
All right. Are there any bags of like ration? Does Poi see any bags of supplies Just kinda-
Well, you do see the saddlebags that are going onto the horses themselves. One can assume that those are likely supplies. As far as what's in there, you don't know.
All right. Poi's going to approach the saddle hands and he's going to ask if they need any help.
All right. Stepping up and asking if there's any assistance that you could provide to them. The stable hands wave you off and state that they have everything under control, that they are going to be preparing these horses for the adventuring party to take immediately, and they will be departing in moments.
No. No.
Oh no, here it comes again.
What is your suggestion?
My suggestion is that actually one of the horses in the stables could probably use a couple weeks worth of rations. He just wanted to make sure it looked like one of the better horse breeds, so he wanted to make sure that it was sufficiently prepared, because we want our best stallions on the road, don't we?
All right. So what order are you giving to him? What magical order?
Basically, what Poi wants is for the saddle hand to take him to one of the horses in the stable, and also pack up supplies on it, and basically ready for him.
Okay. Yeah, that could be done. I will go ahead and roll for that. What is your spell save DC? Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Not enough.
He fails.
Oh, come on.
So he stops preparing the horses that he is preparing for the adventuring party, your party, and immediately goes into the stable and begins to prepare another saddlebag for another horse, completely separate of these.
Yay!
That's going to take him probably about 10 or 15 minutes to get that all put together.
All right. Then I'll help them.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, as you all inside the sitting room after Vajra has teleported her way out, as Lady Haventree steps back in. Well, it was not easy, but I was able to procure 3 horses that are able to ride out now. I have provided with as much food as I have available here that will make the trip. I'm afraid it's only about maybe 3 or 4 days worth. I suppose you'll have to find something along the way to help pad your numbers. Sorry, I don't have any medicines that I can provide. They were supposed to arrive tomorrow, but it would seem that they will not be able to make it in time.
We'll make do.
We are often self-sufficient with rations. Looks at Cam.
He's got a berry he's popping in his mouth.
I'm sorry, what?
As Lady Haventree leads you all out towards the back of the house and exits into the back garden and begins to move towards the stables, where you see 3 horses have been brought out and are currently 2 of them are tied up to a little hitching post. One has been left just standing in the garden as he just kind of wanders and grazes on some flowers. As Lady Haventree looks a little confused. I thought Marco was preparing the horses. I apologize. Seems that everybody's a little bit frazzled at the moment. Want everybody to give me a perception check.
Who did this?
Alright, just staring at a horse.
Wow, I'm surprised at how low I rolled. But...
Wow, a horse.
Me
That's
too.
the horse, all right.
Wow, such a
The horse is
pretty
around.
confused
I swear the
horse
dice
there.
just know whenever Poi is involved, nobody can see him do crap.
Huh?
Lady Haventree, but I don't have high hopes for her.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Not
Natural
great.
20.
Not
Natural
great.
20. No.
Please, please.
Not good.
Oops.
As you are approaching the horse that is currently unattended is starts to step backwards a little bit as people approach them. Lady Haventree actually reaches her hand out and just makes some soothing noises as she grabs the bridle and holds it as she brings the horse in. Now, where is Marco? Where is the attendant that was supposed to prepare you? As we'll say Wei and Cam can hear the sound of more horses in the stable whinnying. Just seems to be maybe some presence within the stable at the moment.
Lady Haventree,
Perhaps he is deeper in the stable.
there's some sounds coming from the stable.
Ah, maybe he was preparing an extra horse just in case. As she starts walking towards the stable. Marco! As Poi, you hear the sound of Lady Haventree calling out for somebody named Marco. As the person that you have suggested is still in the process of packing up a bunch of food and apple. Really, he's not even packing rations. Really, he's just kind of packing like apples and carrots into a bag and stuffing them onto the saddlebag and like flipping it over onto this horse. This horse is the riding horse. It doesn't appear to be like a especially fast one, but is likely going to be able to do the job.
I realized I probably should have just suggested to take whatever. Well, now I'm gonna look stupid and I don't have anything to show for it. Whatever, I'm just gonna zip. So if he's under suggestion, I can't make any changes to that, or is like, can I just like tell him to shut up or go out or?
You can end concentration on the spell whenever you want, but they have to fulfill the command that you have given them.
All right, well, I'll just end the concentration in this.
As the stable hand stops and just kind of shakes his head as he looks around, confused.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate.
What was that? What? Wait a minute. You
stand
did
back. Wait, no, stand back a bit, please. Just a bit.
As confused, he takes a few steps back. As
All right, now I gallop out here. I'm going through the door.
On the horse or by yourself?
On the horse. Shit. Wait, is it locked?
Okay.
Shit, I'm not thinking. Keep setting cool stuff, and then I don't realize, oh wait, how's this going to logically pan out in a logical fashion?
There are things that will require rolls. It's not always just things that are said.
Well,
Sometimes you are required to do things. So do you want to ride out the horse?
I can cast what is my situation. Is the stable open? Like
yeah, the stable door is open. The horse itself is pretty much all dressed at this point. There is food in the saddlebag. Not really rations, road rations, but edible things in the bag. So as
Can I?
far as yeah, I mean it's good to go.
All right. And is the door ajar slightly? Like, does it look
It's
like it'll?
open,
Oh, okay.
fully open.
All right. I go. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. I will need an animal handling check.
He
Oh shit! No.
Yeah,
This is
good
gonna
luck.
be fun.
Just cast suggestion.
Nope.
As you
Damn,
you
right?
try to mount the horse, and it lets out a loud whinny and rears back. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. As you fall off of the horse and stumble back, managing to catch your balance before you land into a pile of manure, and stay on your feet. As everybody else, you hear the sound of a horse whinnying loudly, and somebody saying, "Hey, stop that! You need to leave that horse alone. Who are you?"
Cambro is going to rush in, following. Lady Haventree already went in, correct?
She was leading the path with the horse, but you would be
Okay.
able to pass her.
Yeah. Cambro will rush in if there's sounds like there's danger.
As you see, as you rush in, you see Poi next to a horse that has reared up and is seemingly agitated at the moment, as he is trying to calm it down so that he can mount it.
Boy, what are you
Now
doing with
that
that
there's-
horse? We have the horses out there.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, now that the source of the disturbance has been made a little bit obvious, can even from the door, can Wei see what's going on?
I think walking up as soon as you get to the stable doors, yeah, you can see what's going on.
All right. Wei turns around and checks the other horses.
The other horses appear to be all set with saddlebags and
Yeah.
saddles, riding tackle. They're good to go.
Yeah. He's doing a little checklist, making sure that everything is nice and everything that he can think of is good and whatever. He'll wait for whatever's happening in the stable to be done with, and then
Okay.
Yep. As you all see Poi, having attempted to mount this horse, is now trying to calm it so that he can try again.
Poi, what are you doing?
Are you going to wait? Are you going to wait for the rest of us, or are you just going to ride off without us?
What does it look like, chum?
I go up to the horse and, with a good berry in hand, offer it to him. And with beast speech, I ask him to please not move until the rest of us are mounted and ready to leave.
Make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because you have a good berry.
Good berries are always good.
The good berry is the best berry.
Best berry!
There you go.
Very good.
As the horse calms down a bit and chews on the good berry and seems to agree to your terms.
And he just looks at Poi. He'll go when we're all ready. And he returns back to where the other horses are. And once there, he's going to summon Crags.
As Lady Haventree hands over the horse to a very confused Marco. It's quite all right, Marco. Boy, I would actually not recommend that horse. They are a bit spirited. The other horses are far better for riding. You would have a much easier time with them.
Poi just he looks really frustrated. He just my apologies, my lady. And he walks out. He's a little right.
As you get towards her, she puts a hand out to stop you. Not physically, but just to move into your path for a second as she crouches down to get to your eye level. Boy, I made you a promise, and I intend to keep it. I do want to help you. And I know that Cam wants to help you as well. I can't force you to do anything, but you came to me.
Poi just nods.
Do what I can, and see if I can find you some kind of advantage that can be used against him.
You know this isn't nearly enough.
I know. I do know that. But as she kind of looks around at your group, I have learned that this group of individuals are very resourceful, tenacious, and above all else, brave. If anybody can do it, I believe it's you. All of you. Just maybe give them a chance.
Need I remind you, the one person I gave a chance to, well, I think she absconded with your little mask.
Yes, that is a setback. But that isn't something that we can't recover from. We just need to be proactive.
Poi takes a deep breath. My apologies. I've been, I guess as the nobles say, I've been behaving rather rashly. I will do what is needed of me to ensure this threat to the realm is
I would expect nothing else of an agent of the Harpers. As she rests her hand on your shoulder. But I also expect you to do what you believe is right. I can't make that decision for you because you are the ones who have suffered from this, not me. Whatever you decide, I will stick by that. But for now, you all must get going. There is much to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Poi is not looking at her for some reason. You got it.
As she stands up and moves out to the rest of the group who are currently setting up with their horses and crags, respectively. So 3 horses, 1 crags, enough food for a few days. That's all I can provide to you at the moment. But hopefully that is enough.
Alright, who's riding with who?
Will do.
Firstly, Wei has made his way to like those lands before during downtime. Would
Yes.
he be very familiar with the paths and perhaps any shortcuts that are safe?
Shortcuts, not so much. The tradeway is pretty much the fastest way to get through that area because of the mountainous regions that are in the area. Uh, that said, with the knowledge that you have of the path and where the various dips and gaps and various spots that might be a little bit too uh, shady to just pass by at certain times of the day, lest bandits be sitting inside waiting in wait. You have that information available to you, so I would say that normally on horseback this would be roughly about a 5-day journey. This is now going to be cut down to 4 days for you.
When he pulls out his sword and mounts it, and he says that he'll lead the way.
All right.
Everyone mount
As,
up. Let's get going.
Who's taking a horse? There are 3 horses.
I'll take a horse.
I guess Orion will
Bastion taking
attempt.
Ryan will take a horse.
I'll take. Oh, fine. Give me one.
Way's taking a sword. Poi is going to try to take a horse. All right. I need animal handling from Bastion, Way, or not Way, excuse me, Bastion, Arai, and Poi.
Yay.
Sword handling.
Sword handling for
Oh,
Way
yeah,
there.
16. Okay, I'm fine.
How do you handle your sword?
With skill and precision.
Dirk, I will smack you.
And a tight.
Oof,
Firmly
that's right.
grasp it.
The horses react pretty well, with not quite as agitated and perhaps a little bit more collected now. Poi is able to mount a horse easily, and Arai is having had some experience by now riding horses, is starting to learn and is able to mount theirs as well.
Ah, success.
Bastion mounts his horse, and the horse is not appreciative of the suddenness with which Bastion tugs on the reins, and does let out a little bit of an annoyed whinny, and appears to be a little agitated.
Can Cam know what he's saying?
You would understand that the horse is proclaiming basically that he's being too rough, that he's basically pulling the bridle against his teeth, and it's uncomfortable.
Cam will just go over to Bastion and just gently let him know what's going on with that. Just being trying to be gentle on the reins if you can. But just letting him know what the horse was saying.
Right. Didn't think I was going that hard anyway. All right. He eases his tension a little bit. I think maybe he was just a bit, a little bit physically tense after all that happened. So,
That was a lot
gotta
that
loosen
happened.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot to process, especially when you are not the one, the most notably, knowledgeable on it. It is like a lot of stuff being thrown in. You're like, kind of like the feeling
There's
if
a lot
you're
of
in a
other people
meeting
being
and
frustrated around you. Yeah.
yes, you just absorb the anxiety, but you don't know why it's happening.
Yeah,
What it
no, I get
means.
that completely.
Yeah. But he
Right.
just takes a few breaths and, loosens his arms and tries his best now.
All right.
Hopefully I don't have to reroll.
No, you're fine. But as you all are mounted up with your horses, bear and sword, and are able to make your way out of Waterdeep.
Woo!
Weirdest caravan ever.
It's late afternoon by now, right? Probably.
Yes, I would say if we're going to put a time frame on it, I would say this is likely about Oh, let's call it about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, right there.
Okay. While there is still daylight, Wade flies up into the air to look further down the road as they travel. And when it turns dark, he will cast dancing lights to be easier to spot, and also, yeah, that's basically it. It'd be easier to spot as he keeps going.
Hey, a firefly.
You wouldn't believe
They're
your
like-
eyes.
You wouldn't believe the eyes.
Aw.
There's
No.
how many of these? 4 fireflies?
Yeah, it creates those little 4 orbs that kind of. I don't remember if they follow you or if they're stationary.
You move them.
You can move them. Okay.
Yeah.
As you all travel through the afternoon into the evening and start into the night, it does get to a point where it's pretty much too dark out, even with dancing lights to illuminate, to really keep moving forward safely, not just for threats that may be out there, but also the state of the road or perhaps any issues that may arise with some of the obstacles that can occur on the tradeway.
Yeah, we got
And the
going
horses don't
early,
have
but
dark
it's
vision.
still,
Yeah, they do not
It's
have dark
still-
vision.
yeah, it's still too. We got going early, but safety is still an issue here, so we have to, we have
Yeah,
to get a camp going.
yeah. Let's find a place to rest for the evening.
There's been no good spot in this area. Since he's probably passed through.
You do have Lehman's tiny hut if you want to use that, but
Yeah.
otherwise I'll need a survival check just to find a good camping spot.
Let us survive.
Please.
Let us be guided to survive.
I
Thanks for the
guide my
inspiration.
way.
This is why.
Wow.
There you go.
It's a little.
That's a little
Okay, it's
better.
above
Well,
10. It's above
Alright.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You do find a spot that is dry, is far enough away from the road that it's not going to be drawing too much attention, hidden enough that it's not going to be too obvious, but also not like not inside the woods where things may be able to crawl around and get to you. So seems to be a decent spot.
So, one thing is that we are missing our second hutterer. How would we like to do this? Because the horses are probably not going to be able to be protected as they were before.
You got Crags.
Presumably.
I will
Yeah.
put this I will put this here just in case for people. Way
Well,
obviously has to be inside of it.
Well, Arai would suggest probably Cam and Krags can probably watch over the horses, but doesn't want to assume
Well-
they would want to do that.
This does bring up a good question for you, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
Does Crags sleep?
Because Krags is a summoned spirit, but is also a an actual bear that you have met. It is there has been some divine intervention revolving around Krags, basically. So as long as he is summoned as a steed, he is considered a living, breathing creature.
Okay.
So sleep, yes.
So he will require sleep.
Yeah.
But he will be asleep out there with the horses.
Yeah.
Um,
Now, obviously, if you dismissed him, if he was put away in whatever pocket
Right.
dimension that he exists in, that's a different story. He's in a stasis. But yes, while he's summoned, I would say yes.
Okay, that's fine by me. We'll just have whoever's going to be out on watch just be out with the horses and crags. I'll take first watch.
I'll take second.
Third, I guess. Who's got fourth?
Boy, do
I
you want
must
to take
stay
fourth?
within sight of the dome.
Oh yeah.
That is one option.
Boy,
Oh yeah.
would you be willing to take fourth watch?
Yep.
Okay. Let's get some rest, everyone.
All right.
Okay.
See you in a few.
As you all settle into camp, as far as food goes, how do you want to handle it?
Good berries for those who want it.
Sure.
I'll take one then.
I won't turn it down to good berry.
I'll take one.
Do we have any fresh rations that might spoil?
No. You do have travel rations, so they are going to be able to last for a few, at least a few weeks, honestly.
Then Wei will also have a good berry.
All right.
And I'll feed a good berry to all the horses as well. And
Alright, that
as
should
well
cover
as
all of them.
crags. See, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Nice.
So everyone is covered food-wise.
Excellent.
Berries for everyone.
As everybody
And-
settles in, how does everybody arrange themselves inside the Liamon's tiny hut, which is, think of it like a 10-person tent. You know, there's enough room to move around and everything, but the more people you have in it, the more crowded it is.
Well, there's only 5
One.
people in the tent, so. But then again, you know, Cambro and Bastion are big.
They're pretty decent sized guys,
Bigger.
yeah.
Pretty decent
Well,
size.
I mean, in small form, kind of
Yeah,
average.
he's not so bad. Yeah.
I like your.
I think we'd have enough room for, you know, 5 people in there pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't see that as an issue.
We have a little arm room. Just kind of a little
Wei
equidistant.
meditates in the center.
Arai will
That's what-
situate himself by the entrance.
Poi is just
All
gonna.
sun rays.
Poi is like going to be swinging alone, just in a corner. He has his sword out. He's sleeping with his blade.
You better not be sleep fencing.
What's up?
No
Time
sleep
to doff
fencing.
and don armor. No.
Whoa!
Oh,
As you all settle in quietly, and as the watch order starts, Poi lays down, gripping their sword, and tries to get some sleep. As you close your eyes,
As I do that,
I need you to let's see here. All right. So, Poi, as you are drifting off into sleep, you see a bright blue sky. A couple of clouds flecking through, but streaking across the sky. It's good wind today. Good sailing weather. As waves start to roll in on the beach, as you find yourself sitting on a beach, looking out into the water. And give me a perception check as you look through the water.
Where are you? Here you are. That's good perception. Where was this?
As you look out into the water and you can see color, life. There's coral and sea anemones and fish and all sorts of living creatures just moving through the water. Just abundant, spreading as far as the eye can see out into the ocean.
Poi Poi's mouth is like agape, and he runs towards the ocean.
As you step into the ocean, the water is warm. It's so warm. And it smells like proper salt water, fresh, clean. It's so real.
He's going to grab like a mound of sand, and he's going to look through it. Like, how light is it?
It's pristine. It's perfect. There's not a fleck of any black or dark colored sand. It's pure white.
Poi takes a moment to. Is Poi lucid, or is
You feel like you are in a dream, yes, but you do feel like you're conscious.
Poi takes a moment to steady himself? Has he ever had something like this? Like,
Well, has Poi ever seen a Koa look this beautiful?
Mm, Poi is going to he's going to curb his excitement for the moment. And he's like gonna look around suspiciously. Does anything seem? Oh,
Give me a perception check.
yay!
As you turn your head and you look back and see several, there's palm trees and a couple of other leafy trees that are just at the edge of the where the sand begins, where there's some grass and proper land that starts to spread into the island itself. As you see something pull back behind one of the trees.
Poi reaches for. Is Poi like? Is Poi unarmed? Like, does he have anything on him, or is it just his clothes?
Do you reach out and try to summon your blade?
Poi's gonna try that.
As you reach out your hand and focus like you've done before. And nothing comes to your hand.
Okay, Poi's really uneasy now. But I guess. Hello? Hello?
I'm sorry.
Who's there?
You recognize the voice. It's Pearl's voice.
What are you doing here?
As stepping out from the tree line, you see Pearl holding her clamshell transmuter stone in one hand. Please, please don't follow him.
So none of this was. Of course, I couldn't even dream of this on my own. Just cut with the vague crap. What do you want?
Turn around. Go back to Waterdeep. You don't have to get involved in this.
No, I don't know. You should have. Now you tell me.
Please. He will kill you.
He's tried. He's already tried that. I think I can handle myself. So why'd you? You're so scared. Why are you following him? What? You know about as well as I do what he's done.
As she looks around, and with a wave of her hand, the scene changes immediately. The sand is dirty. Things have been coming up onto shore. Disease, dead fish. Looking out into the water, the coral is dead. The fish are gone.
Point up. Yeah, this is one of my. It's disturbingly familiar.
I thought you might like it the way my mother talked about it.
Read your. Audra found your diary. I read about your situation.
Listen,
you know they're dead.
No, they're not.
Well,
he said that he would protect them as long as I completed my mission, and I have.
And are you daft enough to believe him? Seriously?
Why would he lie to me?
Why would he lie to me? Why would he do any of that? Do you know what he did to us?
I know what he's done for me and for my family. He helped me. He helped me become something.
Help. Right. Well, you know what? He helped me. In fact, he was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And look at me now. I really thought that I could meet someone who was on my level, someone I could actually relate to, someone who wasn't entangled in all this fucking business with this. Of course, we all said, we all try to validate what we do because he helped us. Tell me, when did you left here from your parents?
She looks away and just kind of rubs at her arm and holds the transmuter stone tighter to her.
You know, it's rude to ignore a question. Or are you finally accepting the reality of it?
They're alive. They have to be.
Yeah.
They have to be,
he's-
or it didn't mean anything.
Oh, he's got you good, doesn't he? Listen, kid. I know well enough this feeling. And let me just tear the gauze off right for you. It was for nothing. Congratulations. You just accelerated whatever ploy Sunflare has. Sorry, something with it. And you were just a cog in his machine. And I see he didn't make the same mistakes he did with you, the same way he did me. You know what his mistake was? I'll tell you a little story. See, one day, well, I had a friend. She was much like you. We were growing up together in our little, his little program, as he called it. It's a bunch of latines, tortles, tritons, you know, all sorts of, as he called it, feral races. Children were to be taught together to learn the elvish tongue, to learn their ways. So I had this latine friend. She just arrived. She was the newbie. And I guess she knew a little more than any of the rest of us did. She obviously wasn't able to speak it, but I soon. Anyways, we got along very well. And one day, she tells me about how a Coca-Cola isn't like what it used to. She told me that her mother and her mother's mother told her that a Coca-Cola used to be pristine, filled with coral, fish, life. What you showed me, what your mother told you. And she was angry. At the time, I couldn't understand why she was so angry, but she seemed hostile towards Sunflare, towards this whole program. I mean, to me, it was all there was. I do what was instructed of me. I get the high marks. I get praised. And she was my rival. She was a cute mind, much like you. Anyways, I guess eventually she had enough. She told me she was going to flee. I begged her not to. She knew what would happen. She told me of an Akoa I never got to learn about. And that it was gone. All of it. And that she couldn't stomach be their lapdog anymore as I was. She begged me to come with her. I refused. So she left. Give me a few hours. They figure out she's gone. One of their prime students has fled the program. She was dangerous. She had delusions of grandeur. She had ideas if spread, could threaten the stability of their system. It was the first time I ever saw him panic. So he looked to me and he asked where she had gone. So I told them. Give it a few days, no word. And then he congratulates me. He calls me his greatest student, his greatest pupil. I was everything he wanted out of this program. I was a model, the paragon by which the rest should follow. I yes, for a moment I didn't know what he was talking about, but then I realized that they got her. So they got her. So she'll be transferred out. She'll be given a stern talking to. She'll be back, right? His greatest mistake was giving me the truth. They compelled. They did what they. How did you?
You are breaking up just a little bit. Sorry.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Okay. How'd you find the name?
It's a spell. I learned it reading through some books with Vajra. I'm able. I can't do it for long, not without him noticing. So I can't stay much longer. Please, please, don't follow us. Just go.
Us. Pearl. I thought, for once in these decades of self-loathing, of loneliness, that I could actually find someone to care about. I don't care what happens to him. If he killed me, then this spire of agony, it goes away. But I've been haunted by the fact that I've been haunted by her for all of these years. And I have the opportunity to finally make it stop. So I will never back down. And if you get in my way, Pearl, I will kill you.
As she casts her eyes down, and then holding up her transmuter stone. I'm sorry. I really am. And the dream ends as you awaken. Just as Bastion is reaching over to rouse you for your watch.
Boy?
Poise, Poised like eyes are deep red.
Dear, oh my. Oh, gee. Well, seems like you're awake.
Yeah.
You got
Does
fourth
Poi
shift.
remember? Does Poi remember what happened?
You remember the dream perfectly.
Right. All right. Yeah. Well,
Alright, yeah. Good luck out there. Watching and all. Okay. Good night. And he just shrugs it off. Kind of has that little look to himself like, jeez, what the kind of look, and then just, yeah, goes back to his sleeping quarters.
Poi's gonna walk outside. He's going to wipe his eyes. Um. And he's gonna take his shot.
As you begin your watch, the events that have unfolded still in your mind. We're going to go ahead and take our break there.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna go get dinner.
So happy after that.
Damn.
Woo! Finally.
Ooh.
That was pretty intense.
That was, yeah.
Ensure
Yeah.
that your noise gate is. Do you have a fan on or an air conditioner on?
Cetus.
Cetus.
See this?
Oh, he may have stepped away.
Okay, maybe he just
Yeah.
exploded. I see. Okay.
Yeah, just
You
like
blew him
water.
up
They
for
just
that
suddenly go.
massively awesome dream. Whoa.
He cut out of reality.
Wow.
You mean
Transcended.
autorality?
Oh,
Take just
reality.
a
No, I need a
couple of
bonk you.
minutes break here, and then we'll get back into it here.
Yes.
I gotta fetch some
Are you
dinner stuff.
doing okay, Dana?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I haven't moved much,
All
but
right.
I have to use the restroom, so we'll see how that goes.
Please be
Good
careful.
luck.
Yeah,
gonna
wishing
hear-
like
Alright, we'll
We're gonna hear screaming from the
I'm gonna
hallway.
switch those to my chat. instead of
No, you're not.
leave the
making-
mic
No, you're not,
on,
'cause I'm
so
gonna-
we
I'm
hear
gonna
the
mic-
Don't say that.
I'm gonna mute the mic. I'll tell you that.
All right. I'll be right back.
Back in a few.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch this to my chat scene and get some work on it. Alright, let's see here. That's not supposed to happen. There we go. Oh, is that a Cetus I'm hearing? Oh, welcome back with the watermelon. Nom, 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 nom. We are taking our break. Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, that's part of D&D. You gotta improv. Exactly, yes, ends. Unless the... Do I have any music playing? Yeah, I should be having music playing.
Oh, wait. Like this. Is this a little better?
There we go, now people can also hear this one. I really need
So-
to fix all this.
The effect that's kind of happening, right, is like you're speaking, say, for example, you say, I don't know, like book, right? But it's like, like there's like this sort of stutter that's happening, and either that's a loose connection or that's like noise suppression cutting out half of your voice. Which mic are you
no.
using?
I'm just using my computer. This is the only mic I've ever used.
Okay,
The computer mic.
interesting.
Alright, I lowered the sensitivity a bit. That might help with it.
What else is on your Discord, like voice and video? Do you have like echo cancellation on?
Let me see. It should be on. I think echo cancellation's on. Noise suppression standard.
Hmm. What does it sound like if you turn echo cancellation and noise suppression off? What does it sound like if you turn echo cancellation and noise suppression off? What does it sound like if you turn echo cancellation and noise suppression off? What does it sound like if you turn echo cancellation and noise suppression off? What does it sound like if you turn echo cancellation?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just trying to... Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just trying to...
When it was started to cut out, so it may have just been too high a volume, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was a noise gate thing, but whatever you're doing now sounds sounds better.
I was hearing it the
Alright.
entire time, actually, regardless of whether he was doing high passion scenes or not. It was like starting to like chop, and I was like, uh oh. And I don't think that that's necessarily an internet issue at this juncture, so it was probably one of the like the mic issues. And right now he doesn't have echo cancellation and noise suppression on, so maybe, yeah, maybe there's some.
I did notice some
Proximity
warbling.
to the mic at all, maybe?
Might be it. But if it's being addressed, then I trust that between the two experts of voice recording here, I feel that we can get this hammered out.
Let's see. I think
it's good for now.
actually. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh darn. All right.
I'm really gonna have to get used to all these audio settings.
It's a lot of stuff.
It is. I have to make sure everything is working properly, otherwise no one's gonna be able to hear it. What doesn't help is my wireless headsets don't really want to connect properly. Like for some reason they'll connect every now and then, but then suddenly they just don't want to connect anymore. And it's like I have to reset them all over again.
had that problem happen often. That's why I couldn't use them anymore.
Yeah, so I'm just constantly just trying to test, make sure everything's working.
Well, good.
As long as my
This is
little
an
dragon's
additional
working,
note.
that's all I care.
As an additional note, since you don't have noise suppression or echo cancellation on, make sure that your sensitivity is set appropriately so it only really turns the mic on whenever you're speaking. Because normally you speak a little bit louder than, say, like mouth sounds, right? Just bump it a tiny bit.
We'll get there in the end. Either way.
We will get there.
Yeah.
I think everything still came across. I don't think that there was any loss of the narrative that was being put forward.
There were
Right,
some
well-
parts in Boy's talk at the very end of Burrow when he was telling the story that it seemed like it cut out at some key points, but I think we were still
Yeah.
able to get the gist of it.
We got the gist of it. Everything made sense.
Alright, so as long as for the last 10 minutes say shit for nothing.
Oh, for nothing. I understood what you were saying, most of it.
Yeah, it wasn't
I think.
for
Yeah,
nothing.
same.
And it's clear that it wasn't for nothing necessarily because the DM has to listen to you and respond to you, and because it got responded to, you should know that people understood.
Yay! It was communicated effectively. I should probably invest in a mic, though, I'm really honest. I don't know. What would you recommend?
It would be a good idea to invest in a microphone, especially if you're going to do more stuff on like streams or whatever.
Yeah.
Any cheaper USB microphone is probably fine if you're not doing anything of extreme importance with recording.
I have been
So-
using a Samson Meteor mic now for several years, and it is doing pretty darn good, and it is probably one of the lower end of cardioid mics.
Yeah, Samsung Meteor is not too bad of a USB mic, and it's pretty small.
I do
Alright.
not remember mine, but I will find it.
Yeah, because I think I just think overall my voice quality is probably really low, regardless, because I'm just using the default. So I'll see. I will look into that, and hopefully, maybe I'll have a nicer voice in the future.
I mean, you have a nice
I'll
voice
see.
already.
Solo quality, and this isn't me just being like self-deprecate. I know it's low quality. Like I listen to it, and it's just like, oh wow, I can hear the bits. You can hear it crunchy. It's very crunchy.
I think the things that I've done that the only two things that I have done for the mic is that I have the pop filter cover over top and a windscreen in front, and that's the only two things that I've done. I probably could benefit from going into the actual balancing and everything and messing with the details, but I haven't, and it seems to work fine. So it
All right,
might be worth it.
I can
Yeah,
curse you with the sound of my laptop mic.
Oh man!
Oh yeah, that is what I sound like. That's absolutely what I sound.
Yeah, I'm not finding mine, but I think it's because mine was more of a gift rather than Amazon, so that's probably
Oh
why I'm
god,
not
yeah.
seeing anything.
I'm just. That's how I'm sounding. Like, oh god, I better get one soon. USB speaker condenser microphone. Does it come with a?
I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I'll ask later.
There was a USB microphone that I used where I used to work. It was called a Yeti microphone. It worked pretty well for for just like regular voice when I was recording for training.
The Yeti's pretty decent. It's a
Yeah.
good like workhorse sort of mic. The only thing that it like sucks about it is its form factor is gigantic, and so I recommend getting away from the Yeti mics, the USB Yeti mics, over time if you wanted to increase in your mic quality. But yeah, Yeti's good. There's an Audio Technica like 2020 USB. That one's a very trusted like USB mic. In terms of portability, for years I've been recommending people a Samsung, a Samsung Go. That thing's like a really tiny, like portable, pretty good mic. It's good if you like want to bring your mic around. It can literally fit in your pocket. But it obviously won't have like the best mic quality, but it's a very good one. And then the Meteor mic as well is a pretty good one too. For low end, sort of like still decent stream quality mics.
Just thinking
Will
of
you
those
be-
little tiny little microphones that they put in the like the dogs when they have TikToks and they put the microphone up to the dogs and they go sniff 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 lick 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 lick, lick and they're just going crazy over it.
Yeah, what do you say? Yeah. So any of those will work.
Alright, looks around. Okay. I'll
But how's
probably,
everybody doing?
Good. What about you?
I need to get something done.
Didn't you say you just
Because
got
I-
water?
Water coffee.
Oh, yeah, I did get watermelon. I need to order microphone sometime. I'll have to do some research.
Yeah,
I'm
do
coughing
some
up a
research.
storm myself.
Oh,
I
no.
had I had some apple slice. So I decided to have a little snack. I had some apple slices with a little peanut butter on top. And you know how when you eat like a fruit and just even a smidgen of the juice goes down the wrong pipe and it just sits there and it burns in your throat for what feels like a millennia? That's what's happening right now. So I've been muting myself left and right while I'm in coughing fits. But
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
but I shall survive.
But you better.
For the sake of mic quality, I have turned off my air conditioner. I'm dying. It's hot. The sun
It does get a little warm.
is my mortal enemy.
It is a little
Terrible things.
The
Horrors beyond imagination.
You're so dramatic.
As someone who has gotten a sunburn in October, I feel certain ways about the sun.
The east, it curses us.
Sunburning, water skiing. You're just having all the elements attack you right now.
Oh, I'm not sunburned right now. I made sure to. I have that. I use the aerosol at this point, and I just basically just stand still and tell everybody to go, and just go head to toe all over me with the sunscreen. So I'm good.
No, I'm just
But,
talking about just in general of your experience so far. The only elements you're missing is earth and air.
I did skydive once, and it went fine.
Did you get hurt?
But I will say, it was an odd experience because I did a tandem jump. And when you do a tandem jump, you can only be up to a certain weight amount. So I'm a big man. And the way they set you up is that they basically hook the instructor to your back.
Oh, the type.
So I got the smallest woman strapped to my back. I looked like the fattest baby in a baboose. It was just...
Jump, you
It
will.
was embarrassing, I'll be honest. And maneuvering in the plane was impossible. Because, like, she's like 5'6" and I'm like 5'10", so
Oh,
I'm just
my
like crouched
word.
down, trying to be like, all right, let's do this. Once we're in the air, everything was fine. Once we got on the ground, once you land, you detach anyway, so it's all good. It was
Mhm.
just those couple of minutes that we were together in the plane that was really, really awkward.
Oh, I bet.
So yeah, that's my air story, I guess. Anyway, is everybody ready to get back in? We don't have too much.
I just got back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Dirk
Oh,
arrives
that's
just when he needs to.
Just in time.
Dirk is never late.
Oh, all right.
The Dirk is always on time.
So,
He arrives precisely when he needs to.
but yes, you all awaken as Poi is still standing outside of Liamon's tiny hut, looking off, keeping watch. As the rest of you awaken, with having gained a full long rest. So go ahead and reset yourselves.
Orai's just gonna do his cat stretches and yawns.
As the hut shatters. It shatters. It definitely shatters. It shatters and flies upwards. Dramatically.
In that order?
Shards.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just psh.
His fur just bristles up. Jeez.
Some birds above. I'm like, oh, holy crap! And just like,
just a scattering of crows
Holy
and
crap!
starlings.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Janice?
Actually, no, because of beast speech, I would say, yeah, that's probably about what they hear.
yeah.
Yo, can you warn
Jan
a
just
guy
like
next time?
winces and like,
What the
Oh, yeah.
hell? Wait. What are you talking about, Arai?
It's nothing.
What the hell was that
all
way?
right, everyone.
This is how my spell dispels.
Alright.
They just shout.
You have not seen it. I have been using this for the horses for the past 2 months.
Ah. Still weird.
I feel like Wei has like an eye twitch at the moment.
Twitch.
You got a weird tent.
That's weird. Your tent is weird. Just
Master of the mystic arts. Wow, this shit is weird.
Whoa.
That's
Guys.
just a cannon check.
That's a funny thing you got there. Like, darn weird.
Should we just go ahead and just get going then?
Yep. Everyone pack up and mount up. Let's get going.
Alright, we'll go check his horse and mount up.
Second verse, same as the first.
All right. Everybody go ahead and give
Cloppity
me...
clop.
Except for Wei and Cam, I will need animal handling checks.
Oh no.
I'm sweating.
17, I'm fine.
7.
Oh. Well, I was gonna say, it's a little bit late, but I was gonna say, I saw Bastion struggle last time. Can I have cast guidance on?
You know, I'll
You
allow it
just-
because that
just like-
makes sense. That makes
Okay,
There-
please
there-
roll a
there is
d4.
There
Thank
is that
you.
thing of like Wei is like looking down at Bastion just about to get on the horse, and there's that slow motion.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's just
Spirits
stubborn.
guide you.
Yeah. He's like doing that, like, you know, in Cold Little Lamb, where it's like you see the little lamb just like angrily walk, or like kind of that like
Yeah.
hands up angry walk. Like he's got that determined walk. I am going to mount this horse. God damn it! If it's the last thing I do.
It's a bit rough, but you are able to mount up, much to the horse's
Dismay.
chagrin, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
It goes well enough. You two understand each other. I think that's the best that one could expect in this scenario. As Arai is capable of mounting up no problem, very very deftly and agilely.
I'm getting better at this.
I need a animal handling from Poi.
Oh boy. This went so well.
You can do
First
it, boy.
time. Wow, one of the few. I'm so angry. One of the few skills I'm not good at. The one I can't cheat.
Oh man, you people and your amazing stats. You have like 3 of those.
Martial
Or-
classes in the background, watching all of the bards and rogues have fun doing stat checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Watch it through the window.
Animal handling.
My hands against the window.
Of course.
Like looking in.
There we go.
God.
It's just Orion, Poi are like Patrick and SpongeBob just running. They're 17s. I have the 7 looking through the window.
I would say that you all would notice that Poi, whereas Poi was very agitated yesterday and erratic in his movements, seems to be taking things a little bit slower and more focused today.
Well, that's new.
But Poi, you are able to mount up with no issue as you get on your horse and look back at everybody else as they start mounting up.
Faster away if you would.
Let us move apace.
Lead the way.
Bastion's
where's
just through gritted
where's
teeth.
As
Arise holding back to bonk him.
where's the shoving off your horse? Where? No kidding, just kidding. I'm not doing that.
I do it. Understandable.
by the way, Bastion, do make
Yes.
sure to look over your Path of the Beast abilities. You have some mobility options that you'll need to select for each day as they arrive. In this case, we're actually going to say I did some rolling while you all were discussing, and no encounters on your way to the Misty Forest.
Woo!
Whoa.
I thought you would run into an ogre at the least, but the dice be kind this day, as
Give it
you
time.
are able to make your path day in, day out. 4 days travel to the edge of the Misty Forest. That way you have been to this area before, having skirted around the edges so as to not interfere with the sovereignty of Melendrock. However, this is a bit different, of course. But, that said, you do have the information that you have had previously. So, you may be the best one to lead in this scenario. However, it can be dangerous in forests, so the order in which you travel is going to be relevant.
Cambro is
Okay.
going to suggest like an X formation, 2 in front, 1 in the middle, 2 in the back. Just so that there's somebody with somebody with hit points and martial ability up in front and up and back to cover.
In that case,
That
Arai
will
will be in the
work for
middle.
some of the areas that have pathways. However, if it ends up being into dense forest, you may have to go single file.
Oh, we'll
So keep that in mind.
we'll take care of that when it comes up.
Okay.
In terms of points of entry, are there like any obvious preferences for us to choose from?
Well, you were given some information regarding a village that was within the Misty Forest that seemed to do better under all of these attacks than others.
Alt hand,
So you
I
do
think it's called.
yes, you do have an idea of where you need to go. As far as entry points, none that's going to be significantly better than the others. It is just moving into the forest after all. There are no barriers or anything like that. Most of the guard presence is usually done by wandering groups and sets. So
Okay, like wandering without any like clear paths as like
basically
traveling in the forest.
around the edge of the forest, one would say, around their borders, so to speak.
Okay. Do we
Border
have
patrol.
any? Yeah. Do we have any? Because I know we also had some form of authority to enter the forest as well, or were we too early for that?
Kim was given a seal.
If
As a
you
seal?
were given a
Okay.
seal, this is going to smooth things over. However, depending on who you interact with and who you speak with, may or may not be aligned with the prince.
Hmm.
So that is
Okay.
a concern.
All right. Just making sure our ducks are all in a row.
As best as they can be, I would say, is
Yeah.
probably the only assessment I could give you, because you did leave in a hurry before everything could be finalized.
All right. Um, if we're doing the X formation, can, for the most part, how tall are the trees? Can Way still fly a little bit?
You can, however, going too much higher than, say, probably about 30 feet is where it starts to get really dense branches, a little bit harder to maneuver through.
Okay.
The canopy itself extends all the way up, maybe in some cases as high as 100 feet, but the average trees in this area seem to be fairly old, a couple of centuries, but they have broken down and regrown, obviously, throughout the centuries. It's not just a bunch of old woods or anything like that.
Okay. That's a good option, I think, just to not alert anybody. Wei will elect to walk. He elects to walk in the center if possible, so that he can tell people where to go, but also is not like the most
right.
vulnerable. Yeah, in terms of individuals for the front.
So the bard is the creamy center. Got it.
Creamy center.
Bard's got a bard.
Yeah, that's just
Bard's
how it
got a
is.
bard.
Who's leading the front and who's leading in the back?
I'll be in the front.
Way in the front. Okay.
I'll take the back this time.
Bastion?
Hey, wait. Left or right side then? I don't know. Left.
What, do you want to be in the front
What?
or in the back?
Oh, forgot because it's the X of. I was thinking of a diamond shape. Front.
And Arai will be in the back with Cam.
You know, gotta balance out the HP.
Okay. That's actually probably a good balance for you all. Okay. As you take your position and begin to move into the forest, keeping an eye out for any of the roving border patrol and guards of Melendrock that you may see. Stepping into the forest, it is a mix of trees. A lot of you are a little bit further north on this continent, so there are more coniferous trees, a lot more spruce and several pine trees as well. However, there are a mix of oaks and birches and other, what one would call a common set of trees. Uh, they are increasingly dense the further you go in, but there is a path that you are able to follow. So, as you are all going through this, if I could get everybody to make perception checks.
Oh boy,
Yay.
I've had such great rolls today.
Hey, you never know.
As- As Wei has taken this position of kind of being a navigator
Oh.
and looking around,
Okay.
he not only has some form of map with him, assuming that we've been traveling with one at some point, then he would also have used enhance ability on himself for wisdom, for both perceiving and survival as necessary.
Excellent.
So he shall now perceive.
He took an enhancement,
He did.
performance enhancement. That's okay.
I
We don't
love
judge.
this spell. It's a good spell.
A great spell.
All right. And Poi?
What did I need to roll? Oh yeah,
Perception.
Percocet. Roll it.
No.
As you are all moving through this forest along the path that cuts through, there's a lot of wildlife that's around you. You can hear the sound of birds and animals moving about into the trees. You do see some signs of life, of trails breaking off from the main path that might lead to people's individual homes or cabins, or maybe a camp that is off the path, perhaps. There's definitely evidence of people being here. However, with that said, you don't see anybody. There is no people around you. And Master Wei, you would know that traveling about a mile inward, you do find the remnants of a village that has been demolished, destroyed. Even the plants and the land surrounding it is sickly, diseased perhaps, poisoned. This was the village that you had seen previously with your clairvoyance. Now up close, it's easy to tell this is wanton destruction.
This is what I have seen before. Pay close attention. This may be one of our quarries.
Is there any sign of I guess how recent does it look?
This is several weeks to months old at this point. It has been destroyed a while ago.
Alright.
Notice the poisoned earth.
The green dragon's doing no doubt.
Indeed. Are there any structures of note now that we're here?
There
Wanna take a look
are.
around? Yeah.
Yeah, you can look around. Looking about, there are a couple of buildings that are on the. The interesting thing, this is not a clearing that this village is located in. It is actually located within the body of trees itself. Uh, it seems that Wood Elf culture is very much about building into nature and to not destroy nature in order to survive as a society. So they have basically built houses around the trees. And as you look up, you can see that there are, in fact, buildings that are along the trees, held up by ropes and planks of wood. Uh, However, everything is in tatters and just in an absolute state of destruction. Every house that you look at is dilapidated, broken, burnt, doors shattered. There's nothing in here but destruction. And every building you check, it is more of the same. This was beyond just an attack. This was a slaughter.
Are there corpses strewn about?
No,
They're all gone.
all gone.
Scavengers may have picked them up.
Perhaps.
Arai,
Hmm?
could I ask you to make a nature check?
Alright. 24, damn.
Ooh.
As they're discussing the bodies and what may have happened to them, you know about how much meat is on a humanoid, depending, within a range.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons gotta eat.
That's a lot of meat. So, we're gonna have to. We'll have to probably find where they probably took them all then.
So we're dealing with the dragon.
Well, it looks like the sightings of pretty much a dragon attack, or pretty much a slaughter. But the
And-
fact that we're finding no bodies could also mean they use that as their food source for the dragon.
Are there any reports of a dragon attack? Like how old is this?
Say about weeks, by the looks of the damage.
Only a few weeks. This has been happening, and it is
And-
strange that plant life does not grow again. Which is why there is an idea that this is a green dragon.
The green dragon's
exactly
presence would
how-
prevent.
And exactly how discreet is a green dragon enough to, well, slaughter a community without having come to the attention of any of Waterdeep, from what I can tell?
We are 4 to 5 days out. There
Also,
have
to that
been-
point, Melendrock has been insisting that there is no issue and has not allowed anybody into the forests.
I was going to say that I think Poi was with Pearl the entire time we were talking about this, so
Possibly.
maybe we would cast exposition upon Poi.
This was also discussed in the meeting of the factions, which you all were present for.
Yeah.
Right.
It was covered up.
I think did the prince also not Delon and the prince also tell us that when we were all
They did.
together?
And even the prince is a little confused as to why his father has been so lenient about these attacks.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think we're going to find anything of importance here. Everything's destroyed or poisoned. Let's move on and keep our eyes peeled, shall we?
Indeed.
Got it.
Real quickly,
Mm-hmm.
on the theory that they were taken as a food source, is there any indication that they were all taken at any corpses were eaten here, or were they all just corralled up and moved elsewhere?
That is going to require either an investigation check or a survival check or some use of a spell to provide that information.
I'll do
Was it table
investigation.
service or takeout?
Was it DoorDash?
Yes.
It's DoorDash, yeah.
I only
Dwarf
got 10.
Dash.
Well, you will attempt his survival while listening to the spirits of the land.
18. Okay. Anybody else?
Investigation?
Yeah.
I'll
Or survival.
Or spell.
Some of you might actually have a decent. Some of you actually might have proficiency in survival, I believe.
I
think
do,
Bastion
but that would
does.
have made it that would have made it a 9, so bleh. I can't survive.
Investigation.
Does Bastion have proficiency in survival?
Dirk's muted.
Dirk, you muted, sweetie.
Calling Dr. Panda. Dr. Panda.
Dirk may have had to step away for a moment.
Oh
Do,
no.
do a steppy. Do a panda steppy.
We got investigation from Cam. A 10 from Arai.
Yeah.
And an 18 from Way. Okay. Poi, did you want to get in on that? Investigation or survival?
I mean, I guess I might as well.
Yeah,
I guess
never know.
investigate higher.
Help us out.
Okay.
Okay.
If we are,
Oh, there's Bastion.
there's, yay!
Whoa!
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Oh
Hey.
wow. Okay.
There's also another thing I wanted to add upon. If there's any evidence of the actual poison, doesn't Poi have a poisoner's kit now? Can he investigate using that?
Yes.
Oh right, I do have that. Oh, isn't that fun? Isn't that funny?
Dirk, as a reminder, if you're trying to talk, you're muted.
The
Okay.
Dirk just said.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
yes.
Yes. You're
Oh, thank God. The button got
Always
stuck. I kept
Stuck.
hitting the button. The button didn't do the thing. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was saying, like, I wanted to, do the survival.
Good, as
Yeah.
long as we are here now.
Yep. I am here. Now.
All right. So, as Wei looks around, just trying to get a feel of how everything went down, despite the time that has passed. There's still evidence here. There's still the natural flow of everything that occurred here. As you can see, things being trampled, the footsteps that have been put into the mud, that caked over into dirt, and it's really apparent that the ones who came in here, there was first the blast of poison that came from the dragon, and then ground troops. As Poi, you look around, and start seeing evidence of what looked like a lot of medium and heavy armor, lots of heavy boots. Uh, you would recognize also that they are not large feet or large heavy steps or anything like that. In fact, they do have a bit of a heel, which is indicative of a elven style, which you would know.
All right. Are they pointed in any particular direction?
They came in from further north. However, they as soon as they entered the village, they spread out in all directions. This was a full-on assault.
After the dragon already burned everyone to a crisp.
Not burned. As
Poisoned.
Bastion,
Oh,
What did I
looking
say?
about, you see all of the stuff that is on the ground. But you know that there are things that happen in the air as you look up and start looking through all the buildings and how everything has been hit by the poison, how things are that you can actually see almost a scar of the poison as it goes across everything. And as you trace the path, you realize that the dragon attacked the people in the upper boughs first. And the people who were up there tried to flee for their lives, only to be hit by ground troops as soon as they made it to the ground.
This looks malicious to me. I could see this. It was a top-down attack. If you can see that path there, looks like a dragon or something. Like, breathed itself up there. And people try to escape.
I don't understand.
And yeah.
This is obvious evidence of a green dragon being involved. Why would Melondrak turn a blind eye to this?
Well, as I was gonna say too, like the dragon hit on top, troops on the bottom. It's an obvious sandwich.
It's coordinated.
Yeah, this isn't just an accident.
and I point your attention to the scattering of heals over here.
Heals?
Yeah.
As Toy is pointing to some footprints that are very faint. You can just barely see them, Cam.
See right around here. That's a heel. This is elven. These are elven boots. And as they arrive in the village, as you can see right over here, they start to spread out. So this was coordinated. Why would they?
So, is this elves turning on their own people then? Some of
My
them
question
would be
is, why would they just sick a dragon on them and then feel need to, well, disperse like this? Did they want them annihilated, or did they want them?
Can we kind of triangulate their position and sort of the direction in which the troops are coming from, and sort of the rumored location of where the village that's doing well? Like, how are these arranged?
Sorry, one more time?
So, where are the troops coming from? Like, if we're looking at a map of the forest, is there anything in that direction where the troops are coming from? And where is the location of the village that's doing well?
Althand is further in. As
Mhm.
far as is there anything leading that way? It's hard to say in the forest because
Mhm.
there's just the paths that you can see that cut through. That, but other than that, there could be other things out in the woods. You would just have to go and find them. It's visibility is pretty poor, unfortunately, with how
Mhm.
dense forests are. However, it's safe to say that if you were looking for another village, if they're similar to this one, it likely would be easy to spot now that you know what to look for.
Mm.
Master Wei, do you have this village on your map with a name on it at all?
That's a good question. Do I have this village on the map with a name on it?
No map, no.
Okay.
You've been given a general idea of where it is located. Now, Delon, being a member of the Emerald Enclave, is able to give you very good directions. Ultimately, it's going to be up to your ability to uh, 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 d- do trekking in the forest, basically. It depends on your survival rolls.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Um, yeah, because I assume that Wei was able to get like a perimeter from his downtime
Yeah,
mostly, but he wasn't able to like really go in, so he just kind of like
no.
marked where this was in relation, and then anything else that he's heard, but the actual innards
Yeah.
of this forest region are like kind of still a mystery.
Yeah,
Um,
this village was only about a mile from the border of the forest.
mm,
So you were able to see just into it at the very edge of your clairvoyance. So
mm,
this is the first time you've actually got up close and personal with it.
yeah.
Uh, as far as where Altand is, as they described it, more than a day's travel into the forest. So it will take some time for you to get there, but you have a general idea of where it is.
Okay.
So we can kind of like
Um,
mark on the map where we've encountered this particular village with all of that
I
information
mean,
that's been.
you don't have a map, and you would need
Oh,
a map maker's kit in order to do so.
I thought
Uh,
Wei had a map. I'm sorry.
I thought we had like a general like world sort of like thing, but if we don't have it as an actual
I mean, you can
thing,
sketch
then
it
that's fine.
out and just have a general idea, but to have an actual like map is going to
Map, yeah.
require cartographer's
Okay.
kit.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
like, I'm okay with like a general sketch idea, but it's mostly just like, hey, we know that there's from so many days travel, walking from here to here and all that, and general like description of like the area. But yeah, getting into an actual map, no, that's a cartographer's kit.
Okay, then yeah, because we would have like the pens and stuff to be able to do like sketches
Yeah,
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 and
that's.
things,
I'm
but that's
fine
all
with
he's
that.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wei shakes his head. He. I do not know much about the names of these villages. Only where we must go, but we must be using our own intuition to navigate. This forest is a mystery, and we had not time to acquire information from Delan or anyone else.
All right.
I elect that we go still to the direction of. Oh god, I keep forgetting the name of that
Alt
village.
hand.
Althand. Althand. Althand.
All
This
right.
attack was weeks old. Any sort of motion might be long gone from this um
Uh,
incursion.
as Wei and Cam discuss this, Poi, could you make me an insight check?
No.
Okay, well, all right.
Okay.
But if hypothetically I did, this is the result.
It would be a 17 hypothetically. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, hypothetically, as Poi is looking about, still taking in all of the details regarding the elven, for all intents and purposes, an army that moved into this village and attacked the sovereign people that lived here. And it does beg the question, why would the elves attack their own? And then you think about it, maybe they weren't their own. What happens to people who resist the Eldreth Veluthra?
Hmm. Does he? Are any of like the buildings still intact enough for him to get an idea of who might have inhabited it?
Based on just the fact that where you're located, with how these buildings are made, what materials they're made of, how they're integrated into the woods, there's basically two main types of elves. There are the high elves, the ones who are more of a high society type, very arcane, more connected to the weave, uh, more of the civilized side of things. And then there's the wood elves, who are more attuned to nature, closer to the Fae, even. This is a wood elf settlement.
Well, what if they weren't their own? Poi casts whatever you just said.
As you
See,
go
here's-
through the explanation.
That would be a reasonable guess.
Would also make a question
Yes.
if they were going against each other, rather than the Veluthra just posing an even bigger threat.
They're working hand in hand with the cult. That magnifies the threat even more. I think we should head to Altan due speed.
I agree.
We must move while there is still daylight.
And you do note, with the thick canopy of the forest, that even the daylight is kind of diffused. There's a certain shade that goes throughout the forest.
Oh my god, Nami. So
Well,
that's...
way it looks to move.
What?
Alright, let's cast go to next location.
Before they leave,
Mhm.
Cambro, taking up the rear guard, he kind of turns towards the towards where the abandoned village was, and he just like does the equivalent of a cross, or whatever would Bahamut's symbol be, in like a silent prayer for those who have fallen. And then he turns and follows the rest of his team.
As you all travel further into the forest, traveling through the path is fairly worn through. It seems that this was the main path that passed by that village and likely spreads through the forest itself to allow for people to pass through if they have permission. As you are making your way, if I could have Poi and Bastion both give me perception checks.
Yay!
Uh,
Perception!
Wait, why
Let's
did...
see.
Oh, wow. That's
Perception.
All right.
They did very
Also
good.
bad.
perception.
All right.
Perception.
You both see what looks like a snare trap that is laid out into the path here, off to the side of the path. As
Hold
it
on,
looks
hold on.
as-
Oh,
Poi, like, motions.
Okay.
And Bastion, you see it too. It's fairly obvious. It's a bit crude even. It would probably fool an animal, but not a person.
yeah. We're not animals.
But they are hunting it.
But
Does
we're
it
on
look
animals.
recent, I guess?
Everyone-
Can I
Uh,
can I examine? Can I see how recent it is? Like maybe how much leaf litter covers the trap?
It looks like it's been there for maybe a day or two. If you had to guess, it may have been set up by somebody who was trying to do some hunting.
This is a very primitive hunting trap, though, so I wouldn't expect a high elf to use it.
So nothing too malicious.
Well, we just saw entire. Well, if our hypothesis is correct that the Beluthras attacked a village of forest elves, this seems to me like a forest elf trap. I'm not sure if anyone wants to give me a second opinion on that, but clearly I don't think it's gonna fool any of us strapping adventurers. But a deer might it.
All right.
Is there any evidence left behind of who might have left it or what direction they came from?
I would say survival check just to see if there's any trace of anything like that.
Survival.
Could I check too?
I
Sure.
survived.
You have survival.
It would be straight for me.
expertise.
Wait.
Give
Right.
it a shot.
Just a straight roll. Hey!
There you
I
go.
could do it too.
Uh,
I
as
survived hard.
guided by the spirits, Master Wei, as you look over this trap and see how it was made and where it was placed, you can piece things together. But as Bastion looks over and just sees it with the glance of his eye, you immediately recognize that's an orc trap. That is made by orc tribesmen, most likely.
Yep, gotta be orc.
Orc.
Orcs.
How do you know?
Well, just look at the shape of it. Just how they set it up. This isn't refined.
Yeah, it's very crude.
If I know one thing, talking to an orc or two, no offense. Yeah, nothing too fancy. Like Bastion tries to give like one or two things that would be like very like nitpicky details about like I don't know something orcs would do with how they construct things, but yeah, nothing too
one of
elaborate.
one of the biggest like I think complaints that one would have is that the tension they use they like to use sinew for the line instead of just a vine or any kind of like lashing or anything like that. And it's good, it's strong, but in many cases they'll just launch rabbits into the air once the tension is released.
They
there's
love their
just-
attention.
Kind of want to see that.
Too much power in the sinew.
Yeah, this is sinew.
O'Brien's just
I don't think we need
fascinated.
sinew for an animal trap.
Everyone's just fascinated that Bastion knows so much about this.
sword.
Like
Well,
What do you want to do with it?
since you are a resident orc expert,
yes.
do you surmise that this person has been living in this forest for a long time?
I mean, I could see. I don't know.
I would say Bash should make a history check with advantage.
That would be.
Come on, natural 20.
History.
Come on, natural 20.
1 and 2.
That would be honestly a passion thing.
I mean, you think about it, and it's probably not one person. There's a lot of orc tribes that actually do move through the areas of the forests. In fact, there's usually a lot of tension between orcs and elves because they don't really recognize the sovereignty of the elves in the forest, and they pretty much just do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, looks like kind of a group of people to do this. Not much, like
Now,
organization, but you know.
now that being said, that means there is a tribe most likely in the area, so that is a concern.
Yeah, so watch out for that. Be careful of the tribes.
This is what I would like to know. It is important. If we are able to make contact, since you know so much about orcs, I expect you to speak with the orcs, because the orcs are a third party.
Yes, I can speak to the orcs. He tries to mimic exactly how Master Wei says it. The orcs. Orcs.
Bastion gets his hands.
Just like getting into a little battle. But yeah, no, I did some reading up on orc, or should I say, little game and study with one back at Bardeep. So I'd say it's kind of under my language belt.
If we are able to establish friendly relations, they may be able to guide us in a much more efficient way than stumbling around, or they may become another hindrance.
Well, to find out if
they're aware of the dragon's presence, and we make our presence known to be in combat of that might be a good leverage point.
Do we think? Well, I don't expect we'll enter this engagement without bashing a few heads in, but if it gets us to our goal, then I suppose I can't veto it.
I suggest we just keep our eyes open for it for now.
Indeed.
Don't go looking for trouble, but be prepared if it comes to us.
Yeah, we'll have no problem with that. All right, listen, it's a crudely made trap. Let's go.
Well,
nice arts and crafts project, but I think we have more pressing matters to attend to. All right, let's go. Yeah. He yaws his horse.
Animal.
No!
I
Just
like
like
to
Bastion's
imagine
just
the boy was
ready to
just on the
strike
ground
him.
going, yeah, and just running ahead. I think that's much better.
Damn you, Wei.
Does the Monty Python
Yeah.
just grabs two coconuts and starts bashing them together?
Got coconuts, yeah.
I actually did that in Morea. It's surprisingly, it is surprisingly convincing. Also, coconut is so good.
It works, yeah.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Good to
I
know.
love
I
coconut.
love coconut.
Well, let's move forward.
All right.
Onward.
I push forward on the joystick.
As
Hold on, W.
as you start moving into the further into the forest, light is starting to fade at this point. However, it is not late in the day, it's more so that issue with the canopy kind of diffusing the light as it comes in. So it does make it a little bit more shaded and shadowy as you get closer to the end of the day.
And hours have probably passed, so enhanceability probably went away at this point,
Yes,
right?
I would say so, yeah.
So instead, as light goes down, whee! Wouldn't believe your eyes. These 4 fireflies.
Dancing lights, see the sights with your dancing lights. Da-da-da-da.
As things start to narrow down a little bit on the path, as you trying to keep in line with the directions that Delan gave you. He did specify that you would be off the path on your way to Outhand, but that you would come into another area that also has a larger traveling path. But in the meantime, you are no longer able to travel in your current formation, and will need to travel single file.
Oh no.
Okay.
Who's
What
gonna go
is
first?
your marching order?
But
Is
whoever
there
has the
anybody who
best
would like to
percep-
volunteer to take the
Who
first
has
spot?
the best perception?
I probably have.
Probably
Four.
me and
There's-
Boy and Cam.
Oh,
Now, I would say that perception is important, but for the first position may not be the most important.
Like
And
did you
survival.
what
say some
would the most-
Constitution?
I mean, if you're in the... Let's just say that if you're the first person in the line, if you see something, great. If you don't, you're the first one who takes the hit.
To hit. Yep.
So a heavy
I
defender.
I
for the
wonder who
front.
should take the front.
Plate armor. Okay.
If you're.
I think Canberra will clank his way up to the front.
Either
I guess.
either you or Bastion, I would say, because I think Bastion has some affinity because of his Path of the Beast.
Yeah, just
Oh.
general HP.
He has more HP. He has some abilities that may be beneficial in this. So I would actually
Okay.
suggest that Bastion would lead. That would
Fine.
probably be
Clank,
more
clank,
beneficial
clank,
to
go
you
to the back.
guys. Hey,
Fine.
covering the rear is just as important.
Yeah.
That's right.
A protection sandwich. Very
metal
good part.
rear
of
cover.
this.
Wei also elects to float upward. He still wants to be in the middle, but floats upward on his sword 10 feet. So he
Okay.
could maybe peer out as well.
If that's the case, then the best lining would be Bastion, Wei, Poi, Arai, and then Cambro.
For me.
Hopefully wants to be in the middle. That's
Oh,
fine.
Wei want to be in
yeah.
the middle? Then, sorry. Bastion, Poi, Wei, Arai, Cambro.
Okay, sounds good.
Alright.
All right.
I need to look into the affinities a little more.
Yeah, because of your Path of the Beast, like you have the mobility
Oh, like
as well as a
danger
couple of other
sense.
danger sense and a couple of
All
other
that.
things as well.
There we go.
Yep. And
Oh,
I
dark
would
vision.
even
Come on.
note that all of you, as Bastion takes point, there's a bit of a shift in his demeanor, whereas Bastion is usually kind of laid back and almost disinterested in the happenings of politics and all of the the highbrow things that you end up dealing with. Here in the woods, in the forest, his ears are perked up, his eyes are bright. He doesn't seem nervous though. He seems more at home.
He's in his element.
Something about this place is very familiar to him, and he's definitely comfortable here.
Oh, that's
I
good.
have like it's a back of my hand. Just like, yep.
He holds up his back of his hand. Oh, what's that?
It's like slicing. No,
I got
nah,
it.
but,
It's okay.
Well, good
we're
stuff.
fine,
So,
we're fine. Nah, but seriously, he is just like, it's like when you're in the zone at work like that type of zone. Absolutely heightened.
And Wei, you have dancing lights out, correct?
Yes, he does.
All right. So you have
Dang.
some light. Good.
Light.
All right. So since you have light, I'm gonna say, go ahead and give me a perception check. This will be a straight check. Bastion, since you are leading.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh my gosh. Words are tiny.
Even with the dancing lights, it is so dark out here. There's just no, like, this is the middle of, nature. There's no light sources here other than the moon and the stars. So with the dancing lights out, they're good and they help, but it almost like the darkness of the forest kind of sucks up that light almost. It's a little disconcerting.
Dana,
Yes.
does my devil sight assist my?
Wait.
perception?
What? Shit. What about dark vision? I forgot about that. Does
You
dark
do have
vision-
dark vision.
Will that
And,
affect any like
dark-
advantage?
Only if there was no light.
Damn.
Yeah, you don't get advantage from having dark vision in bright light.
But it says
So-
that you could see in dim light within 60 feet as if it were bright light.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah.
So
Even
that
so.
is being considered. Don't worry.
Okay.
As far as devil sights go, you can see much better than everybody else. However, you are at the back of the group, so it's not going to be able to help Bastion.
Fair enough.
Dark.
So Bastion, as you're looking around as you're moving forward, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw at advantage.
Wonderful.
Was he within 10 feet of me?
He is not.
Darn, I needed it.
As you're moving forward and you see at the last second and try to stop, there's a sinew strand that is stretched across this path. And as you hit it with your chest, you hear the sound of bones clanking together, a loud alarm that rings out into the forest. And you hear the cries as an orc tribe awakens and moves towards you. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, damn it.
Oh no.
No!
Damn you.
Okay.
Okay.
Why did I do this?
Okay,
Okay. Cool.
I was about to say
Alright.
bones. Bones.
Good fun.
Wow.
Bones.
Okay. Wow.
Bones are my worst enemy.
Hey, you don't know if they're your enemy.
Well,
A boulder.
I'll try and smooth talk my way out.
A
of
bone
it.
boulder.
I know, not the boulder.
It depends on if we have to roll initiative first or not.
Yep.
Let's not.
I don't know,
let's not
guys. Maybe
remember
the
bone
orcs just want to talk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe they do.
orcs are very, very like sociable creatures.
Yeah, orcs are known for
Exactly.
their diplomacy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. Well, hey, we are back.
Where?
Yeah.
Yay.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
About time.
About
Yeah.
damn time.
It feels like forever.
Yeah.
Then the next
Seriously.
day is
Back,
the 25th.
baby.
Woo.
Can't wait for the next one.
Same.
Yep, we will be back on the 25th. Indie FurCon is happening that weekend, and I'm gonna see if I can
Oh.
do a quick day trip out to Indianapolis, since it's not too far from me. But even then, probably not gonna be going on Sunday because screw that. That would be impossible. I'm not going to do that kind of a drive and then come back and DM a session. So
Yeah, no.
Maybe, if I'm lucky.
Right.
But yeah,
Woo!
happy to be
Alright.
back.
Alright.
I do need to add the Orcan language from that 2-week or 20-day kind
Yes.
of time we had. Yeah, I forgot
You
to
do
do that.
know
I was like,
Orc.
oh shit. If we do, I speak the Orc. I can do speak Orc.
Is it a low grunt or a high
Oh,
grunt?
that was something. That was something.
I
It
just
was
wanted to also
something.
make the comment that I felt really wowed by the dream sequence.
Yeah, that
tonight.
was pretty.
So you guys did an excellent job. I just wanted to put that out there.
Aw, thank you. Even though my mic shut the bed when I was doing
It's-
that.
I said you
okay.
guys did a good job. I did not say your mic did a good job.
Well, you're fine, Cetus. Don't worry.
Thank you.
It's fine. It's like every time where it's like, oh my god, we're gonna get something big from Cetus and Dana. It's like, oh shit, this is gonna hit hard.
Oh.
This is the thing. I know what the backstory is, and it's really well made. And I think Cetus and I just kind of vibe on this because we kind of have a similar. I think we might have a similar taste in stories in some cases. So I think we're on the same page on this.
You flatter me. It's nothing.
Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing this resolution. I really am.
So
Yeah, you guys keep getting snippets of it, and believe me, when you get the whole story, it's tragic, but it's
There's so much
beautiful.
frustration.
It's so beautiful. It's a great story. I love tragedy. That's just me.
Tragedy.
Tragedy's
fun.
All right,
But
guys.
yeah,
I
wish
yeah,
appreciate
I'm-
the bounce. Dana, you
Alright.
get yourself better, okay?
Yes,
please
I
get
will
better,
try
man.
my best.
Please do feel better.
Congratulations on making it through the entire session.
Yes.
Yeah, my leg hurts.
Yes, we're so happy.
please
I'm
get
gonna
better.
prop my leg up and lie down,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah, you are.
try not to think about it.
Yeah, try not to. But please keep
Right.
better.
All
Yes.
right, guys. Have a good night then, and we'll see you in 2.
Bye.
Have a good
All
night.
right.
Night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good boy, everyone. Love
Bye.
you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.